lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lotman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflotman.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, Chairman Kurt with you on the program. And Doug, we'll get some calls in today, so that's going to be fun.
Okay.
Talking Navy caps permanently.
Well, they do seem to have some success wearing those lids.
Woot, woot. Jackson's wearing his. Woot, woot.
As a tribute?
Yes. Because
Alec Burleson?
for the first time all year, they look like a baseball team.
Oh, do they really?
Yes, they do. Before they look like a softball team, company softball team from the 90s.
Well, starting to play like a baseball team a little bit. Hitting again. What a difference a few hits makes.
How do you do?
Well, I'm fine, thanks.
They won a Sonny Gray outing that gives up 5 runs.
Somebody didn't like it.
I like it. Keep winning.
Come on, don't rain on our parade.
Keep winning. Only a couple weeks left.
A couple weeks left.
Before he's out of his $50.
Doug, this is a $50 bet.
Okay.
I mean, that's like
He's got
1,000.
sweat equity.
That's like 2,000 to me. $50 to you is like 1,000 to me.
Is that the ratio?
That's nice.
I don't know about that. Well, I don't want to see you lose your bet, though.
Neither do I.
And this is with Steven time? Texter Steven time.
Okay.
I don't know. Jackson's got the Venmo, I think.
I don't have the Venmo. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I haven't looked recently. But I hope Iggy wins the bet, because if Iggy wins the bet, in theory, the Cardinals will have improved.
That I disagree with that premise. I respect you. I respect your Navy cap. The idea that the Cardinals will have improved because Ali Marmol still has the job on June 1st is a premise I respectfully, Doug, disagree with. If that's your premise. And maybe it's not the...
But if we're making arbitrary percentages, if Ali Marmol is still the manager in June, the chances are probably...
June 1st, is that the bet?
Yeah, June 1st. It's probably over, maybe not much over, but over 50% that they would have improved, maybe not substantially, but improved enough.
No, I
You don't
disagree
think?
with that.
Maybe improve their record.
I disagree with that. I mean, this is a really crappy team they're playing.
Really bad. Like, they're throwing it around the infield. Like, it's
That Cole
unbelievable.
Tucker guy was supposed to be, I know he's like what is he, with Reality Star or something like that, or social media person?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I don't know who it is. But anyway, he was like a big name with the Pirates, and I think he's been with a few teams since. But he enjoyed the tribute to the 2006 Tigers last night. Then, was it Reed Detmers who then just threw one into the dirt 12-hour run? I mean, this
Well, it happens.
It's quite that's quite an operation. I know they're passionate about their baseball in Anaheim. But it's quite a little club they've got going there. It's a shame the Cardinals don't get to see them more often. But hey, they took on, don't you call them the Pale Hose and the Halos? And those Pale Hose took it to them.
All of them last place teams. But the Cardinals are giving no quarter and asking none.
Have the Reds taken over?
No, they're tied with the Reds. 7 games out.
Look, I made the bet.
We're back on the bet.
Well, the premise of the
It's
bet.
$50.
This goes back to what you and Jackson were discussing. I didn't make the bet because I thought they would win some games and they would not fire him. I made the bet because I didn't think the Cardinals, they got a safe face. They signed a guy to a 2-year extension. They're not going to fire the guy 50 games into the season. That was why I made the bet.
You wouldn't think so, but if they're in a spot in which they're going, oh my God, this is so far off the rails, we've got to do something. Here's the sacrificial lamb. Ken Rosenthal, Jackson, we have this sound. Jackson and I, we were exchanging fun with audio left and right yesterday. And then I mistakenly sent a Ween pick, right? Didn't I, like at 4:20? And I tried
Yeah, I got one of those too.
That was a mistake.
Thanks, Tim.
Damn, why didn't I get it?
I don't know what happened on that. You were supposed to get
I'll
it.
forward you mine.
It doesn't go to, it only goes to Apple.
That's right, Iggy. You're on, what are you on? What do you
Windows?
I'm on Windows 95.
Here's Ken Rosenthal on his podcast talking the potential Cardinal organizational shakeup. Doug.
Oh, okay.
Not the most outrageous thing I've ever heard, that's for sure. And I would say maybe Skip has a better chance of being there than Heim. I just see Skip as being a guy who's going to be out of Miami for sure. I'm not certain that the Cardinals will want to elevate Heim. He's a special advisor now. It certainly is possible, and you can look at Boston in one of two ways. A lot of the things that he did, you're seeing the fruits of that right now. At the same time, it took the new regime coming in to dramatically overhaul their pitching program. They're pitching like this with similar players that they had before. So what's the difference? The difference is the new regime, the emphasis that they've made in certain areas with pitching. And that, I would say, is kind of a negative on Chaim Bloom's tenure there. So I don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but the Cardinals are, without question, a team that we are all looking at and wondering what their future is going to be, both immediately, can they salvage this season, and long-term, will John Mozeliak remain president of baseball operations?
That's Ken Rosenthal on his podcast. And so that's the thing with Bloom. While I think Cardinal fans just would like a new person in Mozeliak's role. I think overwhelmingly, I don't think that's, of course, absolute. But if you are a Boston Red Sox fan, I think you would, Doug, maybe politely giggle at the idea of him coming in and taking over a team because they view him as the one who gave Mookie Betts. But they got great prospects for it, and I think they're very happy with the deal in Boston.
Well, I doubt it. Betts is one of the best players in the game.
Okay, I got a different...
And I don't know how well it would go over here to promote someone from the development side when developing players has been the Cardinals' weakness.
What makes you say that?
Well, because they bring up one minor leaguer after the next with high hopes, and they don't seem to pan out.
Why do you hate Pete Pages and his double down the line?
Well, he's got one hit now.
Boy, he looks good in those new uniforms that MLB gave out. Him and Dusty Blake are the two models that I want walking the runway in the new uniforms. Poor Dusty Blake had to go out there. That's a frumpy looking uniform. Not to mention Sonny Gray is sweating completely through the gray uniform.
Carlson had a hit. He's 1 for 20 now.
Goldschmidt struck out 3 times, but he did have a hit.
2 of them. An infield hit, and then he tomahawked one to the right side.
Right. Well, we're asking no quarter and giving none.
Yep, take that, Reds.
You see, Helsley has 13 saves. They only have 18 wins, and he's got 13 saves.
He's nasty. The JoJo inning, the 8th inning, I stayed up way too late watching that game last night. I was planning on, all right, JoJo will shut him down in the 8th, and I'll go to bed. And he threw a 32-pitch 8th inning where he gave up no runs, including an attempted suicide squeeze with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Ron Washington, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I gave you a World Series in 2011, and what was that? I mean, that was a guy breaking from third who really wasn't invested in the squeeze.
Right.
Take a listen to Ron Washington, Doug, giving his thoughts post-game. This is the Angels manager, and he also enjoyed managing in the National League Park during the 2011 World Series.
Yarmay missed it, but why did you want to call for that?
Lefty on lefty. I didn't sink a ball left-hander. I didn't want him to hit into a double play. He can handle the bat. He didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job. I would have rather went to the 9th inning with a 6-6 lead than to went to the 9th inning the way we did. It didn't work out.
When a pitcher is that wild, does that make it a little tougher to...
Wow. He was throwing the ball in the strike zone. Why are you making excuses? He was throwing the ball in the strike zone. He did not get the bunt down. Period.
He was absolutely wild. He couldn't find the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean...
Talking about taking a 6-6 lead?
Yeah, who
Is
would
this
want
guy
to go
okay?
into the 9th with a 6-6 lead?
He kept throwing benders to these guys. A guy who was in Double-A a week ago, he kept throwing. I was in my room screaming, "Give him the heat! Give him the heat, JoJo! Throw the fastball!"
Yeah.
He kept throwing those benders to him, and he couldn't find the strike zone. He went 3-2 with every batter in the 8th inning. Ron Washington's way off. He called for the suicide squeeze.
He must have been confident that if he had to throw a strike with the fastball, he could. He thought the bender would be the strikeout pitch.
Yeah.
And if he needed to throw a 3-2 pitch, he could throw the fastball.
Throw it to
in.
lefties where it breaks away from him. Righties see it right out of his hand.
Yeah. The problem with the squeeze bunt with the bases loaded is you just set yourself up for the double play. Any kind of bad bunt, and it's a force out at home. It's a much easier play there. It's a really hard base running play.
He didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job.
You got to save that one.
Might be the greatest post-game audio soundbite of the season.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, I have that drop saved already. That'll be in rotation now.
You don't hear managers talk like that very often.
No.
Iggy, you have an offer here. I will pay the poor old Queen $75 to stop talking about this stupid bet he made with a person who will likely ghost him after he loses this bet that Strode talks about more than the alleged 500 ladies he betted. That's from Nathan from the east side of Alton. So $75.
All right. When's the time limit on the me not talking about it anymore?
Nathan, you can call on the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-900-4TMA, and set this up. Looks like Iggy just made profit, Doug.
You can make money on that and the bet if that goes well.
Yeah.
125.
Yeah, just tell me when I can't. Because, I mean, after June 1st, obviously, I'll say that I won the bet. There's got to be a time limit on this. But you give me a time when I can't mention the bet anymore, and I would like to see that $75, or else you'll be outed as a cheat.
Oh, outed.
Cretin.
Steven time.
He won't be able to walk the streets of East Alton anymore.
I won't stop talking about that.
I'll walk the streets of Alton as long as Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota's there, Doug, because right now they're doing a deal for our listeners. It's the TMA Loyal Listener Program, and here it is. 2024 Acura MDX Premium. No money down, $589 a month. What? $589 a month, 48-month lease. Get it right now at Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Online at altontoyota.com, or go online at stlouisacura.com. Jamie Burkhardt is waiting for you. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com, and then a secret number with any calls or texts you may have with questions or comments, and that number is 314-252-0029. It's Munganess, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com. That's right, a brand new Acura, MDX Premium, no money down, $589 a month, 48-month lease. At Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. And Doug, what, you've won 4 in a row?
I believe so, yeah. Due to zero research. Zero.
I'm beginning to
None.
agree with you. I'm beginning to think that really me putting work into this really makes no sense.
Yeah, I've been preaching that for a couple of years now.
I'm beginning to get on your bandwagon.
Okay. Well, they're just all so good that it's hard to know who's going to win one week to the next. Except, the very top player right now, you got to figure Scheffler's going to be there somewhere. Other than that, they all seem to get shuffled every week.
There is money coming in left and right for you, Iggy.
Okay.
Just open this up. While we're on that, I'll pay Iggy $100 to never hear the Clay Morgan story and never see the Speedo pick again. That's glove blogger Tom Traven. I'll throw in $100 for him to stop talking altogether. That's Harrison's brother Master. I'll throw in another $500 to put a daily word limit on him. That's from the Illsider. And I think you played golf with the Illsider.
Well, these are things I can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, I make more money than $100 to talk.
Kind of a humble brag.
Barely, but I do.
Must be nice.
And when the guy says to never post the Speedo pic again, you're robbing a lot of ladies of a lot of pleasure.
Well,
and
and
is that how many years are we going to go with
yeah,
that?
I said never. So if I don't post one, then I die, and I haven't posted one. I don't get the money.
No, only your heirs.
So I can't win that bet unless I can will that to somebody else.
Who are you going to leave your money to?
God, whoever wants to scrape the pennies out of the jar when I leave.
The geese.
$100 to stop talking about Nikki Glacier. That's from Fish the People.
Oh, I won't do that.
I don't know if any of these bets are going to go into the book here. All I got is Steven time right now.
Starting to sound like a telethon.
They're all stupid bets.
Can I please hear more about the terrible putts, $1 DraftKings lineups, and $50 bets with fan page losers? Time to send this guy to the farm.
Oh.
That's from Mario in Chicago.
God.
The farm, Doug.
Find me a nice farm. I'll go move there.
Is that where you just wander around the acreage? You just put your hands behind your back and look down at the ground and just slowly stroll around the wheat fields?
I always said I would love to live on a farm, just not work.
Well, that doesn't usually go hand in hand.
It's a nice life where you get up really early in the morning and have your coffee out on the porch swing, and then the wife calls you in for fried chicken dinner. After dinner, you sit out there, watch the sunset with a nice cup of coffee, and then you go to bed. But I just don't want to do crops or anything.
Oh.
Look, I've never had a really great work ethic. I would hire people to do the farming. I would just live there.
You want a gentleman's ranch.
Gentleman's ranch, I like that a lot.
Yeah, like JR, just a cattle ranch, but you don't do anything. You just
Doug, is that Larry Hagman we're talking about?
Sure.
Is that Dallas reference?
I think it is. Boy, there's a lot of money coming in. You might have really... This retirement, what did you want, $8,000 or something like that?
$8,000, I can
Cold parachute.
I'd like him to stop telling people he could have beat me if he played from the senior tees. That's Mr. Licks. He hasn't put up a number, though. I'll give you $50, no strings attached, but it has to be Venmo directly to you. It's from Big Tough.
I don't have Venmo.
You can get $50 just for making
just
one.
opening one up.
Now's the time to do it.
All you need is a check.
Yeah, people just seem...
Is that what you need? Is that the deal
You
with
need
it?
your accounting and routing number, and that's, I guess... Are both on a check? I've never written a check.
It works kind of like a debit card, right, for both parties?
Yep.
It's essentially just a place to gamble.
Yeah.
I'll give Iggy $5 to unban me from the fan page. That's from Upper Afton Backfed.
I have nothing to do with that.
Jackson's banning people left and right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Block him.
When in doubt, block.
Venmo Jackson $75. I'll give Jackson 10 of it, and then Jackson will unblock you.
Jackson gets to wet his beak?
Yeah. Seems like a fair deal, Jackson. That's more than 10%.
Yeah.
As soon as you say something stupid again, you'll get banned again.
Who is this? Who sent this in? Dingle
Upper
Nigerians?
Afton Backfed is what
Upper
the
Afton
sign is. Is that
Backfed.
different in your text inbox?
No, I have him as Upper Afton.
All right, well, send 75 to Jackson in his Venmo, and as soon as it's in there, you will be unbanned.
That seems like this will be a fun little.
Would the Tower T area be Upper Afton?
I think you're right. I think that's Upper Afton because it's closer to the north side of Afton.
Right.
And does that border Webster Groves?
Yes, it does.
So that's Upper Afton.
And Marlboro.
Ooh, nice. Coral Courts.
Okay. Yeah, I just like to know where Upper Afton is. I guess it's Higgy Road region.
Yeah, right by Tower T.
Yeah.
St. Louis Sports Center. I played so many basketball games at that place.
Yeah, my sons did
8
too.
courts in a row. If you heard
What
a
is it
whistle,
called?
St. Louis Sports Center.
It used to be
Not
Veta
familiar with
something, didn't it?
It was Sports Center for as long as I was there. But yeah, they had 8 basketball courts lined
Yeah.
up. So if you heard a whistle 6 courts down, a lot of times you'd stop the game. And
It
have
was
no
a tennis
idea.
center originally.
Okay.
Those
Yeah,
are all tennis
really low
courts.
ceilings.
Yeah.
Tough to get up a full court shot.
Yeah. But I played a lot of hoops there. A lot of games go there.
So many.
Is that still a big basketball spot?
When I was a senior in high school, it sure was. I'm sure it still is.
Yeah, that was fun place.
Indoor baseball stuff too.
Yeah.
We used to play one, I don't know what, it's outside of Brentwood, but it was Calgary. And it was like a little grade school or something. But they had a basketball court, but they had like 8-foot rims.
Oh, nice.
And we could dunk. So we go out there and play.
It was for grade school kids.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to be able to dunk.
You were in high school?
Yeah.
Okay, you were playing on grade school hoops.
Yeah, because they're 8-foot hoops and we could dunk.
Well, you probably scored 20 a game there too.
When you're a little kid, and high school, I was only like 5'3".
Dunking's a big
and
thing.
It's cool to dunk, and it wasn't a little thing where you just have to. Yeah, it still had to jump to get the 8 feet, but you could at least dunk it.
It's going to be the Rigatoni Classic.
So I don't know if Calgary's still there or not.
It probably is. Probably is. Probably high school kids still going there to this day, dunking to their heart's delight.
Well, it was grade school. Those kids couldn't dunk.
No.
Calipari, Izzo, and if Patino was in here, we're talking Italian special, we're talking rigatoni, marinara.
Why would we be talking food when we're talking about basketball?
Did you hear Calipari?
Right.
Arkansas. Woo pig Calipari.
Did he scream that when he got the job and was introduced? That's always one of the most awkward things.
The
ever.
Woo Pig Suey thing?
Yeah,
it's so brutal.
When an Arkansas head coach gets the job and suddenly he's got to start chanting "Woo Suey Pig." Never done it in his
Woo
life.
Pig Suey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
That's
a lot,
tough moment.
It's a lot worse than just going like MIZ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fight. Tiger.
I bet he tried to avoid that moment.
Racers. Fight Tiger and beat Racers.
You miss Arkansas
Go
quite a bit, don't you,
fight.
Tim?
You know, I was only there 9 months, but it felt like a lifetime. The place was fine.
Yeah.
I just, I got sideways with a lady who, her church friends thought I was the Antichrist, and she may be right. Actually,
Yeah.
She may be right. I was a dirty Yankee.
They think people from Missouri are Yankees?
They do.
Do they really?
That's what
I banged the weather guy down in Little Rock.
Oh, did you? Him too?
Yeah, but I don't know if they had a problem with that though.
Is that awkward when you go back there and he's still there?
I don't think he's still there. I wonder what he's doing now.
Awkward.
We're gonna have him on. 25th. That'll be my. We got to do something for the 25th anniversary. I wonder if the sales staff will bring in a cake. My 25th anniversary in Little Rock. Doug, did I start there with July 5th?
I don't know.
99.
Did you work with anybody down there who kind of made it big?
God, I feel like yes, and I can't think. Yeah. Well, she was there like a year after I left. Holly Saunders.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's changed course.
Yeah.
You and her have kind of had
Similar. Yeah.
kind of deviated
Both
from
kind of bordering on the outskirts of the pornography industry.
right. Yeah.
Probably picked that up from you since you were there.
Run in pornography circles.
I think she was a news anchor at, was it KRK or was it KTV?
I just don't know.
I was at KTHV.
You're Mr. Caller.
Then she went to the Golf Channel, didn't she?
She went to the Golf Channel, I think, from Little Rock.
Yeah. And then she got into showing her boobs, and now she's just living off of Oscar De La Hoya.
Sounds like you're not happy about that.
God love her.
I think we should all try to live off Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad business model.
He's probably got enough money for all
I
of
think
us.
there's a couple that had more work done than those two.
Who's Wayne Newton married to?
Yeah.
I don't think he's got anybody.
Really? Lifelong bachelor, that Wayne Newton?
I think so.
Man, I must have Vegas
Kardashians
Dave guy.
have had some work.
Vegas Dave.
Doug here is Holly and Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Holly was the one who was with Vegas Dave?
Yes.
I remember that.
The Club Pro Guy episode on.
So funny.
It's one of the
She's got
all-time
the Brio lips.
She was a news anchor down there?
I don't think she's an anchor. I think she's a reporter because I think she's a little, I mean, back then you couldn't necessarily just pop up on the anchor desk in your, 20s. Now I realize it's a different deal. Holly Saunders, Iggy, how old do you think Holly Saunders is now? I'm going to say 43.
You're in the ballpark. I'm going to say 45.
Doug, you want to fire a...
I'll say 47.
Nah, she'd be younger than me, I would think.
Wayne Newton's also been married for 30 years.
Yeah, and they might be in the running for most work done.
Who's he married to?
Kathleen McCrone.
Doug, Kathleen McCrone.
I don't know her.
She's a private citizen.
God, he's never mentioned. You never see her in any pictures. He must keep
Kathleen
her under
McCrone?
wraps. He must keep her under wraps.
Well, maybe she's not into the show business scene.
Holly Saunders, 37.
Wow.
Really?
Is that all?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, how could she, if 10 years, I don't know if that would work. 37?
Maybe she was in high school.
She started at the Golf Channel when she was 23. This math isn't adding up. But I don't know. Maybe she was only in Little Rock for a few months as well. Hell, I don't know. Well, either way.
Well, it was a good run for both of you.
It was a great run for both of us. I'll be going down there for the 25th anniversary celebration. And then we got to have an orgy on July 26th. That's a Friday, Doug. It's convenient. That'll be the 20th anniversary of TMA.
Really?
20th anniversary. Producer
be a
Joe always
party?
reminds me, I think we have to have an orgy.
Oh.
I think we swap fluids with the listeners
Oh.
and celebrate 20 years.
Which listeners are you going to swap fluids with?
Okay.
Could that include just trading drinks? Here's a beer. Here, we've swapped fluids.
No, I think we all have to climax.
Oh.
Yeah. Or maybe do some
Well, how else do you celebrate 20 years?
Yeah.
In AM/HD2
Well,
radio?
just a couple of drinks, slap a few people on the back, say, how you doing, how you doing? That
I like that. It's kind of a Stan Musial. You say, what do you say? What do you say?
All sports.
What was that? Is that all sports
fans 598 KFNS.
That was good.
We were trying to come up with a theme song, I think.
I like that.
That was the song, though.
It was. It used to be called Fan Sports, and that drove Jay up the wall. And I never really thought anything of it. And I think it was because it was KFNS, and they were trying to make it into like something. Fan Sports. Have you ever met a Fan Sports?
It's kind of goofy.
I don't know. I think we could all sing the theme song to a show here.
All right.
People would enjoy that.
I think it's a great idea. And the orgy, July 26th.
Well.
And where are we going to do this? Wheelhouse, I guess?
Probably be the best.
Yep.
You got to go where the people are, Doug.
Our people are there?
I think so.
Yeah, well, we trend.
We go Wheelhouse in Napoli, I guess.
We trend like 23, 24 bi-curious.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's kind of our...
That's what the research says. Can I request that my brother, dad, and I go first on the 20th anniversary orgy? That's from Eric in the Central West End. That'll be good because you already know his dad, so it won't be awkward.
I do know his dad. It would still be awkward.
I feel like the money spot is going like last.
Slide into my DMs and send me these orgy details, Tim. Thanks. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ballsack, but not his wife.
Okay, she won't be there.
Doesn't sound like it. So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of guys at this.
Imagine that. Imagine that. I am stunned.
Tim, drown me in your frothy release? That's from the cousin of Moo Man.
Don't say frothy release.
Do we have a count on how many times people in the show have been fired over the 20 years? Well, Doug, I think you and I are goose eggs. Iggy, I don't know where you are on that number. Jackson's a goose egg, and Chairman Kurt is a goose egg. Now, if you bring in the cat and the plowhawk, now you're starting to bring in some numbers.
Yeah. 2 or 3 just between those guys. There haven't really been that many people fired.
I don't think you've been fired from this show. Well, you were fired for like an hour or two. Doug, that was September 11th, 2017.
Oh, well.
But I don't think, am I right on that?
He's on his phone over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
10,000 of us got laid off.
I don't remember Doug ever being fired anywhere.
Well, that's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, you said how many times you've been fired.
But he was looking at you and asking you the questions, but you had your head buried in your phone.
No, that Ron Washington question. Ron Washington. I don't think I can answer that. I mean, I would have to think about it.
There wasn't anything I did wrong.
No.
Yeah, that job. That would be the correct answer. I think only once I was fired for something I did.
And what did you do?
Oh, that's when I got a porn star for Tim, and Dave told me not to, and I did it anyway.
Okay.
And I agree with that.
That was insubordination.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to my boss.
Kind of like when producer Joe told Evan Crocker to go F himself.
Yeah,
well, that's a little different.
That'll get you pink slips as well.
Still, Dave and I were good friends. I didn't think he'd fire me for something like that.
Your good friend fired you?
Dave and I have always been good friends.
Yeah.
What you do is you got to do. And it's not like I had to set an example, because, I mean, there were 2 people that worked there, me and Sarah Daly. I was
the daughter of Ken Daly.
Right, good reliever.
And he would sometimes play right field while Jeff Lottie or Todd Worrell would come in, and then Whitey would then bring in the lefty-righty, and I think they banned that move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You keep the reliever in the game, but put him in right field.
Yeah. Made a lot of sense. They did ban it? You can't do that anymore?
I believe so. Somebody will check on that.
I think it's the only time I was fired for something I did. I'm trying to think. First time I got fired was by Mike Claiborne.
Ooh, Zach's wife Gummy wins. Here comes the Claiborne story.
I'm not going to tell the story.
Is that why he didn't invite you to his Hall of Fame induction ceremony? There were still sore feelings?
He did, and I didn't go, and then I'm not going to the Ozarks one either.
2-pound carrot cake!
So I got fired by him. Then I went to Springfield.
Ned Reynolds gave you the short haircut.
I got myself fired.
How'd you get fired there?
I wanted to get fired.
You tried to get fired? Was it kamikaze?
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah,
well, you know what's the story? See if you can guess the story.
He wanted to get fired because he would have made more collecting unemployment. So he said that Jesus was the greatest fictional character of all time, and the people of Springfield lit up like a Christmas tree.
Oh,
no pun intended.
Is that accurate? Anything wrong there?
No.
Okay.
Oh my.
Well,
so that was intentional.
I tried to get fired the first time, and then he didn't. I told him. Somebody asked me how my Jamaica vacation was. I said, it was all right. I said I didn't have a lot of money. Said I made more money losing a tooth at age 3 than this idiot's paying me.
Oh.
That didn't do it.
Would that be insubordinate?
You said that of your boss? You called him an idiot on the air.
Yeah, that didn't do it. But the Jesus Christ fictional thing did. So yeah, I got fired there, and then I came back to 1380. Got hired there.
I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
Well, that's when Simmons took over. And the first 2 people they hired were me and Dave Green. And then they let me go because they ran out of money. Couldn't pay me and Joe, so Joe kept the job. And they said Tim would get mad.
What was in my contract?
So this one's on Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. What's in my contract?
Then where did I go then? Then I guess I went to Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Got fired there because Barrett wanted his own little minions in there.
Mm-hmm. That's on Tim also.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Then I went to... God, where did I go then?
I don't know.
I've worked with Seika.
I mean, there's so many times I don't remember. I think I went back to 590.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
When Boots took over. I don't remember.
Okay,
I don't remember. Probably 5 or 6 times. But only once was my fault.
There you go, Doug.
And the other 4 was on Tim.
That's correct.
And today is an anniversary.
Uh-oh, what do we have? It is May 15th, 2024.
May 15th, 1992, I started at KSP.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
I imagine the sales staff will have a cake for you at about 8 o'clock.
Why don't they have it already?
Yeah, I kind of agree. That's irritating.
They must know. Everybody knows
I
about
didn't realize
that
it
date.
until it's the 15th. I always know it's the 15th.
Yeah.
Play the yawn drop. That's from Mr. Big Cream. This is painfully boring. That's from Crystal City Clamhammer. Everyone else answered this question with the number, and Nikki answered it with a 30-minute story after story after story. That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone. Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette's calling you Nikki now.
Nikki, well, we haven't been on the air for 30 minutes yet, so that story didn't take 30 minutes.
I'm banging my head against the steering wheel. Oh, my God. That's from the Table Rock Lake Monster.
All right, we're starting to crest.
I mean, I can't say anything. There it is. That's got to get sponsored by somebody.
Well, it's been a heck of a career. It's been a whale of a career. It's been a Hall of Fame career. The best career. Everyone agrees it's the best ever.
I got a text from Hoss Newport. You know Hoss.
Mm-hmm.
Great man.
Chris T.
Great
Hoss.
individual.
Used to work in this building.
Yeah, used to be the head writer's job. But he needed a phone number for Bo Burton because they want to bring Bo Burton in. I guess he's now part of the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, not to be confused with the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Do you recognize either?
Yeah, St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame is a nice Hall of Fame.
That's because that's the one you're in.
I'm not in that.
No, well, you should be. Everyone agrees you should
Well,
be.
Hoss said that. He says, now that I got my feet in the door and I'm kind of, starting to be a part of this, he said, we want to bring Bo Burton in for an event. I said, yeah, here's the number. And he goes, and once I'm here for a little bit and I got a little bit of, say around here, I want to nominate you. So there you go. They're already the wheels are already turning for me getting into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, you should be. I don't know why you're not there already.
Yeah, I agree.
You're the most deserving ever. You had a huge career in bowling. Everyone agrees.
I pretty much defined what producing is in the city.
I think you did. Yeah. Producing, bowling, all of it. You're the best, and everyone knows it.
Okay, time to start providing some better content now, fellas. This is really brutal. That's from Sweet Kai.
Oh,
Jackson
come on,
roomed
Kai.
with him in Scottsdale. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. Not the same bed, Doug, but same room.
What do you want us to talk about, Kai?
Well, we do have some options. I think somebody asked about how many times people on the dais have been fired when I brought up July 26th being the 20th anniversary of TMA and the orgy that we're having at Wheelhouse. Is that where it's scheduled? It is Wheelhouse?
I don't know. Our listeners don't hang out at the Wheelhouse, do they?
They
I
would
imagine
for-
hanging out at, like, Barnes in Deep South County, Barnes Farms, maybe a tavern or saloon.
If it's booked that day, I can get us something out in Imperial.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
All right, things are starting to
More
happen.
fitting.
Closer to our audience base.
Yeah.
I don't often go to the Outer Rims.
You got to check out Old May Ferry.
So that's where we're going to go?
Yeah, down there, Vogel Road, Richardson Road.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that where you're from? Is that where you grew up, that area?
Yes, sir.
That's nice now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really kind of being built up.
Yeah, it is.
I don't get back there as often as I'd like.
Well, why not?
Oh, just a busy guy, Doug.
Are you really?
Okay. Girl Next Door of the Year candidate from Jefferson County.
I think I know who that is, actually.
Wow, that's like a name that tune. I think we had more than one. Fairview Heights Hooters, though. Hotbed, Doug.
It's a miss that we don't still have that feature on the show. It's a big miss.
Could bring it back. I don't know how well it'd play.
I know it was almost completely hassle-free for you.
The new thing every morning for Ken to test our will to live by telling the most insufferable stories is really something. That's from Arbor Day, and I think Arbor Day won the Milagro Tequila Texture of the Year in 2023. Who's going to win the TMA Lister of the Month presented by Milagro Tequila this month? Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Just go to tmastl.com, and you can sign up, and you can keep your anonymity. And I know that is important for some. tmastl.com. Sign up to be the TMA Listener of the Month. If you are a woman, you have a substantial advantage in this competition. Design Air, we've got a hell of a competition there. Brian Henshin is leading the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the month standings at the halfway point. Design Air is online at designairservice.com. Doug's a client. Iggy's a client. I'm a client. Why don't you become a client as well and get the air conditioning taken care of? Doug, it's kind of cool out there. I mean, for mid-May.
It is.
And still a bunch of rain, cloudy, rain tomorrow, rain Friday, rain Saturday. Chairman Kurt, I don't know how you're going to get your match in with Licks. You guys are going to be playing in a swamp on Sunday, and my family and I are supposed to go out there and watch it, and I don't know how we're going to handle this now.
Yeah, I've talked to Sean about getting some vacuums out there to soak up that water. I don't want to put your family through that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's not about worrying about the golf, but about Tim's family.
That's the right thing. That's the priority. You still worry about the golf, but you take care of my family first.
Right.
Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Online at designairservice.com. Get your air conditioning tuned up for the warm weather months. I think starting on Sunday, we start to enjoy warmth with no rain. Iggy, I don't know if you're seeing the same thing.
Today won't be bad. I mean, I think the sun's going to peak out at some point today for a little bit. It's going to be like 75 degrees, but then the rain comes back again. But after the weekend, I think we're good.
All right.
I haven't heard anybody warning about the possibility of flooding.
I know. I would think it's got to be live as hell.
Remember, a couple of weeks ago, I heard him say we were in semi-drought conditions, that we'd had an extremely dry winter because it didn't hardly snow at all winter. And so we were really low on precipitation, so maybe that's helped now. It's balanced out.
And it's been raining cats and dogs recently.
Yeah.
River the Pear is getting high.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
It's backing up, is it?
A little bit.
Good for water skiing.
I suppose it is. It's a heck of a little drainage canal.
Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and you're welcome to text in 314-881-TMA5. Maybe you've never sent a text before. Why don't you see if you can compete with the Total Package or Dirty Chewbacca or Harrison's Brother Master or Arbor Day or Doug's Prison Wallet or Table Rock Lake Monster? Who?
Little Tommy Tribbins.
Little Tommy Tribbins. That's going to be tough, too. Jonathan Titsworthy says the Merrimack is up. John Mardukas says stop tweeting, Boots. Are you tweeting?
I did tweet, yeah.
What did you tweet?
I tweeted my anniversary.
The anniversary of what? When you started at KSP
I spent 30 minutes
ago?
talking about it. Why didn't you listen?
You didn't spend 30 minutes talking about it?
I know I didn't. That's what a texter said.
So you tweeted out the fact that this was your anniversary for starting a job like 30 years ago?
32.
Okay.
Probably one of the longest tenured persons in radio.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I've worked in television for 11 years professionally.
It just means that we're old, guys like you and me.
How about this, Iggy, from the 314? Iggy is the best part of the show. Keep the stories coming. How about that?
Nice little pat on the rope.
Yeah, a little pat on the backside.
Not the best part of the show, but I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just one little clog.
Clog. That might be putting it correctly.
Cog in a whole machine.
Cog, yeah.
I liked
But thank you for that.
The nod to Holland there. You call it Holland or the Netherlands?
I used to have a pair of clogs.
Usually Holland.
Really? I go Netherlands.
They didn't fit. They were like props my dad brought home. They were Heineken. I guess they brought them into the restaurant.
What is this now?
Clogs.
Clogs.
You know,
okay.
the shoes
I
am
tired.
They were nice looking, but I couldn't get into them. They were.
Have you ever tried on a pair of wooden shoes from Holland?
That's what these were.
Gosh, those hurt.
What up, Teotopoulos?
That's what these were. I just couldn't fit into them, but they're just wood. You know, they weren't even sanded out where they were smooth. They were
Not comfortable at all.
They weren't at all.
Iggy just set his shoe on fire. Yeah. We haven't had that issue lately. You got rid of those shoes that were falling apart.
No, I'm still wearing them.
Today?
Yeah, I am. There's more strings hanging off here, too.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
They're like wicker.
How long ago did you get those things?
Like 3 years. These are the most comfortable shoes I own. That's why I got to get a new pair like this. But
maybe you could set fire to some of the loose strings today.
238 people in the YouTube chat, Chairman Kurt. I think we got just shy of 300 yesterday. I think.
Yep.
And your commitment is to 350?
That's a number I'd like to hit. Yeah.
Got to get a lady in here. I think that's the only way it's going to happen. Being honest.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, just wave any down that you see out there in the hallway.
Yeah, you are in the bird's nest over there where you can see.
Yeah, that's true.
You're like her protector.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to just have a guest of the day, just to
Brooke,
wander in.
Casey, Learn, Courtney. We got 4 options.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody has a woman except us.
How about that, Doug?
Well, why don't we get one?
Yeah, there you go.
It's not for me.
Certainly help our YouTube numbers.
And maybe Nikki Glazer want to be a co-host.
I doubt
How are the
that.
sports? Are they great?
They're fabulous. The sports are fabulous. That's a really broad question.
Which she asked me on when she was still in KC. She brought me in and
sports, are they great?
I think Albert was like in the midst of chasing 700 too. I was like, sports are actually doing great right now. Oh, what a time it was.
If you've gotten fired like 10 times over 32 years, do you really get to brag that you're the longest tenured person in local radio? That's from Big Tuft.
I'm not bragging. I'm just stating a point. Now, if you consider this show still a sports show, I would have said sports radio. But since we came over here, this really isn't sports radio. So
Well, Mike Claiborne's probably been in it longer, hasn't he? Bob Ramsey?
Yeah, but he left for a while, and Ramsey left for a while.
They didn't leave. Ramsey never left.
Yeah, he did. He was out of radio for like 2 years.
Was he really?
Claibs went to KMOX, so I guess you could...
Where did Ramsey go?
I just did
He's been doing the Billikens for many
it's not
years.
sports radio.
It isn't?
No, it's a broadcast.
Sports talk radio is supposed to be about sports.
Okay,
It's a broadcast. And then Claibs left radio and got into KMOX, which really isn't sports radio.
What do you mean he left radio to go to KMOX? That's a radio station.
He left sports radio to go to KMOX. I mean, they used to call it the
tons of
sports
sports
voice of St. Louis, but it wasn't sports radio. Other than Cardinals, they had programming for the Blue Hairs.
Oh, gosh. That doesn't count?
You're starting up another radio war?
I don't consider it sports radio, KMOX.
Okay.
That's my point.
So, in other words, it's just people who worked at this state at KFNS. That was the only place that
Well,
this
yeah,
could
it's
work.
sports radio.
Yeah.
And Slayton left, he started when I did in 92. It was me, Jay, Slayton was there at KSP, Claiborne was there. And then Slayton left to go do like 97.3 FM, a morning show. That wasn't sports radio, so he was out of sports radio.
So he's out.
Claibs left to go to KMOX. That wasn't sports radio.
He left radio to go to KMOX.
Jay left to go to
So he's
Sirius
out.
XM, so he was out doing
Yeah.
golf.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like the only one left.
Okay. So these other people went on to bigger and better jobs.
Well, yeah, they did. They bettered their careers.
Yeah.
I just stayed in sports radio.
Been a heck of a run.
Enough about me.
That's right, Doug. Jeff Lotman, looking for a house, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Yeah, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty. Man, I got like 3 or 4 listings yesterday. Hey, it's May. Mid-May, now's the time. Let's put the house on the market. The kids are going to be out of school. Let's move over the next couple of months, and then we will be ready for the new school year. If that is the case, work with Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. He is with Compass Realty, the #1 luxury real estate agency in the St. Louis area. And I know you hear luxury and you go, oh, well, it's not necessarily where I am. Now, luxury isn't a price point. Luxury is about the experience, and Jeff has been doing it in St. Louis for 23 years. He has close to $500 million in sales in St. Louis, and he has the connections. JeffLotman.com, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman. Compass Realty. Want to get your work in to make sure that you are ready in the round of 16? Anybody play yesterday? Probably not, Chairman Kurt, I would assume.
I didn't get any reports in.
Okay. Get to Family Golf and Learning Center. FamilyGolfOnline.com with golf courses likely saturated. Today might be a good day, Doug, just to get some ball striking in, just to keep your game fresh.
Sure. I'd like to do that.
Go to that double-decker driving range they have at Family Golf and Learning Center. It's FamilyGolfOnline.com. And if you are going to play and you are going to try to get better, I would recommend getting your clubs fitted at Family Golf and Learning Center. Get fit for a new set of clubs this year, single club as well as full bag fittings. They have summer camps for kids and learn to play, also personal private instructions. Doug has done that. And you recommend Todd Abold. All right? Is that the name?
Yeah, that's right. Todd Abold.
And he got you out there shaving strokes.
He
It's
did,
Family
yeah.
Golf and Learning Center, FamilyGolfOnline.com. My recommendation is that short game area. They got the little putting green by the parking lot, but on the other side of the building is about a 100-yard short game area, and that is where you can really shave some strokes. It's Family Golf and Learning Center. 7:53 in St. Louis. It's time for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
Oh, is that it?
And now it's on to Valhalla. Doug, you have won 4 straight. I wonder how you're going to pick, though, this week with the rainy conditions. You know, Louisville not that far away from St. Louis. They also are dealing with a lot of precipitation. And I know you have been looking at strokes gained.
No, I haven't.
Brain.
This week, I'm going to do something different and just reach and pick whatever card I can get my fingers on.
Sure you wanna do that?
Oh, gosh. It's not easy to get over there. Okay, reach in there. Gosh, there's a lot of names in there. Okay.
He wants Scotty Scheffler.
I think I have
Can he get him, though?
156 people, I think.
Sung J. M.
Oh, Bill. 7,900 for Sung J. M. Really struggled earlier on in the year, but you like him here.
I don't care whether he plays well or not. That's the only name I could get.
Top 70 in ties this week, Doug, not 65.
Okay, that makes a difference
That
in the
makes
way
a
I
difference
pick,
to me.
for
You're
sure.
going to pick something different. I got quite a few in the 7,000s here, so... as I said yesterday, I was going to play him, and I am. 7,500, I'm going with Sepp Straka, that bastard.
The bastard Seb Straka.
This could be his time.
He's hitting the ball so well, and he's long, Doug.
Okay. Let me see who I can pick.
Do you like when they keep calling Valhalla a big ballpark?
I don't like it at all.
I had a feeling you might not like that.
Terrell Hatton.
Well, he's a delight out on the course, and he maintains his emotions.
Level-headed.
It's amazing.
It's not a bad. I got to tell you, it's not a bad roster so far.
I don't mind the
considering-
roster.
It's amazing. 156 players.
Uh-oh.
This is the third week in a row you picked the same players I did.
Well, maybe you're picking the ones I am, because I pick them first.
Well, I picked mine last night and put it into my already registered a roster, so
Okay.
I'm going off of this.
Okay, who you got?
Hasn't missed a cut in a long time, and he's had quite a few top tens in that span. I'm going with Siwoo Kim.
Siwoo is shaking that
Siwoo
ass.
Kim.
Doug, you like his ball striking?
No.
I do. That's why I played him.
I don't like his ball striking at all. Let's see who I can pick.
They got
here.
good ball striking.
We got good ball striking. Steven Yeager.
That's not going to help anybody.
Hits the ball straight, Doug.
Yeah. Well, most of them do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I got to tell you, for picking out of a box, this is a pretty good
Yeah.
roster. What's he cost?
71.
Jeez, Doug, this is a really good roster.
Okay.
I'm going with the hot hand, Doug.
Scotty Scheffler.
No.
He doesn't have the hot hand?
Well, this guy's got a hot hand, too. His last 2 tournaments have been a fourth and a third.
Well, who is this guy?
Rank your hottest hands.
I'm going with Benny On.
How do you spell that?
A-N.
Benny. Should have been the easiest name.
I think it's actually B. Young John, something like that.
Okay. Let me see who I can get. Okay, I got one. Okay, who's this? Colin Morikawa.
That'll do.
My God, what a roster.
That'll do.
This is unbelievable.
You just get who you get. That's just shooting
Pretty
darts.
balanced, too. Like, you got
It is.
8,300 as your average remaining player salary. You can, a lot of work
Okay.
can be done there.
Let's move on to the low 8,000s, Doug.
we
And
could,
the guy
yeah.
you just picked, I'm going with Terrell Hatton.
Okay.
Tyrrell.
Okay.
Is he T10 at the Masters, or is he a little?
Is he T10?
I don't know what he is. Okay, let's mix them up and let's close our eyes.
I feel like he played with Bryson on the last
Let's
day.
just try to get one. Okay, there's one. Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, my God.
It's going to get pricey.
He's going to hit it far, Doug. But
7,000.
where will it go in that 4-inch rough?
You got 7,000 left to play with.
Okay.
Should we just give you Tiger?
6,800 is what he has? That's Tiger's price.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Doug, he's going to come through eventually. There's no weakness in his game.
No, I haven't seen
He
one.
needs somebody who hits the ball straight and long. The
As
only
in
thing
every
I'm a little
tournament.
worried about is
Yeah.
his putting sometimes, but I'm going with Cam Young.
Cam Young. Okay.
Like, you want to just add Tiger? It'd be fun to have Tiger in there.
Okay.
There's not that many 7,000
Okay.
lower than that.
I'll have
so.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods. Doug's got a good little line.
Yeah, this is a nice little roster.
What's he at?
6,800.
My final player, I'm going Live Golf, Doug, and I'm going with Cam Smith.
Cam Smith. Okay. Well, there you have it.
I got 2 live golfers in there. I was going to put 3 in there. I was going to put Joaquin Neiman in there, but I couldn't fit him.
Now, Chairman Kurt, do you have a roster?
No, I stepped aside to focus on the FPCC.
Oh, God, it's taking up all your time.
I think that was the right move.
Saved us money.
Okay, well, hopefully the children will get some kind of morsel. Would like to see them fed this week.
I like our rosters.
Well, we always say that.
Hunchback Von Castle says Jackson rigged the box. That's a serious charge.
Rigged the box.
Well, you see me pulling.
Yeah, I wanted to put Steven Yeager in there.
I don't know how one would even rig a box. So
think about that.
I just do my job.
The only way you could rig it, I guess, is to put only 5 or 6 names in there.
Or like
but it looks like there's
freeze a
200.
couple names.
Yeah.
A la 1984 NBA draft.
Oh.
83?
Yeah,
When did Ewing go?
The league has been
85?
fixed.
Patrick
It's been
Ewing.
fixed for some time now.
It's hard with a major because you have so many good players down in the 7,000s. I mean, at one point yesterday, I had Keegan Bradley in my lineup, and I had Shoffley in my lineup. Then I had Koepka in my lineup.
Okay.
Joaquin Neiman in
All
my
right,
lineup.
that's enough. That's enough.
You just kind of pick and choose till it feels good.
It's good counsel right there.
Okay. Or you can just pick blindly and do just as well.
I had Morikawa in there at one point, too.
Okay, that's enough.
And Homa.
Enough.
And Rob.
That's enough.
And McElroy, too. I changed my lineup like 10 times.
Okay, but that's not fascinating.
What about it isn't interesting to you?
But let's say I create a game where you get to pick 5 players tonight in the major leagues.
Okay.
All right? And if your 5 players, based on numeric totals, have better offensive numbers for the night than any other 5 players, you win $50,000.
Not a bad idea. But
And the fee is $10 to get in.
30 years too late.
People will buy that. They'll play it like crazy.
No, but you've missed it.
It's like he's Encino Man.
It was like 5 years after DraftKings, I think, they came out with
least.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
so
fantasy
good.
sports have been around for 20 years by the time he said that.
Yeah. Remember when it first came out, we all thought this is the stupidest thing ever. Fantasy sports. And now it's a huge industry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could have thought of that, Doug.
Well, if we were brighter. If we were just smarter. Think of the things we could have thought of.
Go give us a Slurpee because they were trying hard.
Doug, good news. Jordan Walker is hitting down in Memphis. He, up until last night, he went 0 for 3, but 4 of his last 6 games had multiple hits, and he had a hitting streak up until last night. Now, no home runs, which is of note, but in the month of May, hitting .350. How about that?
That's nice.
And so he has gotten things going with an .825 OPS in the month of May. Jordan Walker talked it over. Who did he talk it over with here, Jackson? Where did we get this sound from?
Ned Reynolds?
Ned Reynolds?
The first time.
he's in Memphis, sorry.
This is the first time he's done like a media scrum in Memphis, so it was in the dugout. So I think it was just like the collective media down there.
Maybe Johnny Johnson?
Kurt, did you, I know you cut the clip itself. I sent it over to you, but did you?
No, there was no discernible names or logos. There was just a couple of mics out in front of his face.
Yeah, I think it was just a general media scrum.
Well, here's Jordan Walker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just more just relax a little bit. I think maybe I've gotten away from that maybe a little bit. When I feel like I play best when I'm relaxed, and so once I just relax a little bit more at the plate, I was making a little bit more contact recently. So I think that's really the main key for me, for sure.
I think Ollie said that you were pretty receptive to the idea of coming down here when he brought it up. What was your mindset when that discussion happened?
Honestly, I mean, for me, as always, I'm just trying to be the best person I can be. Whether that's getting reps, I think reps is always good. And if that was the way to get it, Memphis, and I'm all for it, man. I just want to get opportunity to hit, and get out of it like I know I will. I always have faith in myself with hitting, and I think that. I think just once I got a little bit more, then I'll be, just fine for sure.
Obviously, the discussion of lift versus ground ball rate is back around you again. Are you focusing more on swing adjustments or attacking pitches that you can drive to help fix that?
I think that driving the ball will come. I think that once if I consistently barrel the ball, that driving the ball will come. I can't let that get to me too much, to be honest. And so I feel like before I was missing a lot of pitches, and now these past few games I've been hitting the ball, putting it in play, find a way to get on base, and I feel like that's the key to success. Start there, and then, as I catch more barrels, I'll catch more gaps. I think that's just what it is. I think it's just a process.
Yeah, I think he's got it figured out now. Make contact. Stop trying to swing for the 500-foot home run. Try to hit 300. Try to hit line drives, and the home runs will come. When you're as big as he is, the home runs will come. You don't have to hit a fly ball every time you're up at the plate. Don't strike out. Put the ball in play. Try to hit the ball hard. Good things will happen.
Well, he's hitting now.
Yeah.
He's hitting in Memphis.
Yeah.
Not hitting home runs, but hitting the ball well. Multi-hit games. Doug, one thing to note, his bobblehead night is Thursday, June 6th.
Yeah, I got to get him up before then.
So do you think that factors in?
Yes. June 5th, he'll be up. In case there's a problem with the flight. You don't want to wait till the 6th to call him up.
That's a Thursday? Wow.
Thursday, June 6th against the Colorado Rockies.
They've never given away bobbleheads on a Thursday.
Is that right?
It's a Star Wars thing.
Well, it's just a theme
Jordan
night.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
It's a theme night then.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if he keeps hitting the ball like that, you're going to want him to come up as soon as he can.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I think they've messed up a lot of hitters by emphasizing the home run too much.
Definitely. I think that's. I think you're not wrong there, Doug.
They put up 10 runs 2 nights ago, 7 runs last night, and they have only 2 home runs out of that.
Here's a tweet from Kyle Reese, who's very locked into the minor league system with the Cardinals. It's kind of his bailiwick. Says he's always been a hitter first, not a power bat first. I know the drive and the data tells us that pulled fly balls are the best outcome, but not every hitter is going to have success doing that. The kid just needs to be himself. He doesn't need to be something else.
Right. There have been a lot of great hitters in the major league that didn't focus on hitting home runs.
Right, and I think like that spring training of 23 when he was ripping the ball and hitting a bunch of home runs, I think we might have got a false sense of who he is as a hitter. Or maybe at this point of his career, maybe when he's 25, he is that power hitter. But for right now, he might be a guy who just gets on base.
Even if you make an out, if you put the ball in play, you can advance a runner. You can put pressure on the other team's defense. He'll make an occasional error. Yeah. You can drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. Just don't stop striking out all the time.
Right. And in theory, you would have 3 guys who could probably hit you 30 bombs already, and Arenado, Goldie, and Gorman. And then maybe you get some more from Burleson and Contreras and stuff. So you don't necessarily need Walker to be hitting 30, 40 bombs.
I'd still rather have a lineup full of guys who can come close to hitting 300 or better than 2 or 3 guys who might hit you 30 home runs.
You're an old school baseball guy.
I am.
A good baseball man.
Yeah, Doug is a good baseball man. I like that.
Well, he's on the wrong team because there's nobody on this team hitting 300.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I would rather see that. You got a bunch of guys hitting 200 and below. Like
He didn't do the
Gorman's
job. It wasn't anything I did wrong.
Gorman's a perfect example of just up there swinging as hard as he can on every pitch. He's hitting 191. And every now and then he hits one out of the park, and we're supposed to say, great, he was having a great year, he hit a home run. No, put the ball in play.
Yeah. It is frustrating, though, because when he turns on one, it looks so good. Like, it looks so pure when he blasts.
But when you're as big and strong as Gorman and Walker, if you just hit line drives, the home runs will come.
Yeah.
I'd much rather he hit 15 to 20 home runs and bat 290 than hit 30 home runs and bat 210.
Yeah, I like what Jordan Walker said there. Like, you find the barrel of the bat, the home runs and the gaps will come.
Oh, yeah.
If you go up there thinking, I have to get the ball up in the air, you're probably going to strike out.
It's kind of like your kink. You got to be good at missionary and maybe doggy. Then the butt plugs and candle wax and ball gags will come. That's from the recovering alcoholic.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I guess you got to have a foundation.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
I saw a stat the other day, and I can't remember the number, but I was just amazed by it. Tony Gwynn, career strikeouts. I mean, there's some guys that strike out more in a year than he struck out in his career.
Mm-hmm. What's the stat?
And that's just put the ball in play. Just
What's the stat? You said the stats?
I said I forgot what it was. The number.
Well,
434. When I saw it, I said, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
You know, for what, a 15, 20-year career, however long he played?
Yeah. Well, he's one of the all-time greats, and the game was different. It's only rather recently than when you start seeing relievers throwing 98 miles an hour from the 7th inning on. It's harder to hit now than it's ever been. There's no doubt about that.
I saw the video of Mason Miller striking out Jose Altuve last night. Filthy.
Oh, God. He's the best guy going.
105 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Filthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like a sinker or a 2-seamer he has that moves like crazy while going 97 miles an hour with total control. I don't know how you hit that.
And nobody
He'll be wearing
does.
pinstripes at some point.
Yeah, pinstripes or Dodger blue.
Sometimes,
If you're the A's, wouldn't you
quadruple.
trade him right now for about 3 players?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. If you're the
Ready
A's.
for Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Nice take, Iggy. It's from the Total Package.
What was wrong with it?
Well, you
Total
said
Package,
there
you
was
can
a
call
stat,
it.
Then you didn't
No,
drop
I'm
the
looking
stat.
it up now.
636-9004 TMA. Email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. See if you can catch up with Brian Henshin. I mean, this guy is really playing well right now. It's fun to watch him come into form.
Really strong.
He's been kind of nibbling around. He's like Xander Schauffele. You know he's got it in him, but he hasn't been able to close it out. And I think he can.
He's an email sculptor.
Yes, he is. He's very dangerous. Hey, if you're looking for a delicious treat this weekend when the weather looks like it's going to get good on Saturday afternoon and Sunday, how about heading to the south side and going to Ted Drew's? Ted Drew's, a St. Louis tradition for 95 years. 95th anniversary celebration at Ted Drew's going on right now and all summer long. It's on Chippewa and open daily. Craving something cool and sweet? You'll love Ted Drew's frozen custard. Legendary quality, family owned and operated. It remains a family owned and operated business founded on the motto of our business is service. And they are committed to providing exceptional service and a warm, welcoming atmosphere to customers of all ages. Whether it's a hot summer day or a chilly evening, Ted Drew's frozen custard is the perfect treat for any occasion. It's a refreshing way to cool off in the summer and a comforting indulgence during the cooler months. Ted Drew's gift shop is right across the parking lot from the Chippewa stand. Just head across the parking lot to the Ted Drew's gift shop and shop a variety of unique apparel, souvenirs, and more. Gift cards are also available for purchase. Stop by the gift shop in person or visit the virtual store, teddrewsgiftshop.com. So there it is, Ted Drew's, 95 years in business. Ted Drew's, a wonderful sponsor here on TMA. We will close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. The IHOP 8 o'clock hour coming your way. Doug, Tom Brady is reflecting on his appearance at the roast.
Not happy.
And maybe he has some thoughts on whether he'd do it again.
Yeah.
Also, we talked about the Oklahoma City Thunder gambler. He has made a decision. We have audio from him on that. That's all coming your way.
Really?
On the other side of the break, the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. What's it?
434. He struck out in 20 years.
Tony Gwynn struck out 434 times in 20 years, Doug.
Okay.
That's like 20 times a year.
Just something to look into.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey 101 listeners,
Circus Sports Illinois is the ultimate sports betting app that brings it all right to your fingertips. With their user-friendly interface, not only can you bet on your favorite teams and players with ease, but you're now able to experience big app bets with high betting limits and more. No matter who or what you're betting on, don't miss out on the action. Bet like a pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
It's the morning after.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Welcome back to TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. It's the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. IHOP has new pancake-inspired milkshakes. Try the new Cinestack and Cupcake Shakes. House-made shakes at IHOP 8 o'clock hour, sponsor here on TMA. Get involved in the program. Call in Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. Text in 314-881-TMA5. I'm going to meet with the new sponsor, the text inbox today, Doug, at 11:30. How do you do?
Are you really?
No, talking it over.
Really? Fabulous.
No, we'll have that announcement coming up here.
All right.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll yield to the sponsor.
Okay, let's do some
studio sponsorships available. Met with Schaefer Door Company, sponsored the 9 o'clock hour. They said they've seen a 21% increase.
Really?
Since starting on TMA. If you like return on investment, you like this show. If you don't, if you like to light money on fire,
right,
go somewhere else.
You want to go out of business.
That's right. Don't advertise with
us. If bankruptcy is your thing, Don't advertise.
Studio sponsorship. If you're interested, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. The text inbox will be sponsored by a new company. I think it starts, Jackson, what date does it start? May
28th? Whatever the Monday is right then.
I'm off on the 31st.
We did have one advertiser
That's
tell
a
us,
Friday.
sorry, he can't advertise anymore. He's got more business than he can handle now.
Mark Melton.
The 28th, because the 27th is Memorial Day.
And that'll be a pony.
Something like that.
You're going to the lake, right?
No, I am not.
I didn't like the way you laughed.
What in the world? What
I
happened?
didn't like that.
I think I've been to the lake on Memorial Day is like one of my favorite holidays because as a kid, it was always right when you got out of school.
Oh, school.
The weather was like we're getting out of the rainy season. Now it's into the warm weather. Memorial Day was the best.
Labor Day, the worst.
I had already been in school at that point for like a month. School started early.
For me, school always started the day after Labor Day.
That's a bad beat.
Absolute worst holiday.
The worst. Yeah, no, we had been in school at that point for a couple weeks.
Yeah. So what's the worst holiday now?
The worst holiday?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a worst. I don't know. New Year's Eve is kind of always disappointing. It's never what you think it's going to be.
You expect it to be like a Fellini party or something.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
So maybe that.
Could be, and the weather's foul.
Yeah, it's You know, the holiday season, the cheer, the spirit is gone. This is not the same.
Right. So you're really down on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Jackson's a Lake Powell guy. That's from The Hunchback of Von Castle.
What the hell's Lake Powell?
I don't know. I've never been to Mark Twain Lake. Have you been there?
Where's that?
Like northern Missouri? Supposedly really nice.
No, I had some buddies go to Truman State, so they've probably been there.
Probably.
I frequented that one as a kid.
How was it? Good?
Yeah, Grandpa always took me there. I told the story one day on QFTA that when my grandpa passed away, to honor him, I was going to spread his ashes in Truman Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple weeks later, my family informed me that I went to the wrong lake. I spread them in Mark Twain Lake.
Oh, well, so how'd that make you feel?
Bad in the moment, but it's funny to look back on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Papa.
Oh.
Is he streaming?
Yeah.
I guess there was no sign that said this is the lake. This is Mark Twain. This is Truman. You couldn't have known.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Think they have streaming in heaven?
Doug?
I don't know.
Our numbers be pretty big, I would think.
I think they're on YouTube up there.
How about this? Tim, can you send me a sponsorship brochure and rate card for the studio? I'd be willing to co-op a sponsorship with Schwinn, who donates my trike, but my one stipulation is I get a weekly appearance to come in and bully Ken and give him swirlies. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
Swirlies?
So he's going to get co-op dollars from Schwinn, because that's who sponsors his trike that he rides around.
And then he's going to pick Iggy up, turn him upside down, and put his head in the toilet?
That doesn't seem very nice.
That's a swirly, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that does seem like bullying.
I don't think we have any 12-year-olds sponsoring anything.
Not that I know of. We couldn't allow the swirly thing. That's a no-go.
Yeah, sorry, Little Tommy Tribbins.
I'd kick his little ass.
Oh, gosh. Oh. Well, you'd certainly have to try if someone's going to give you a swirly.
Well, he's like 12 riding a trike.
Holla at your boy. Okay.
Doug, tell me something about IHOP, if you would, because they're the 8 o'clock hour sponsor.
It's sounding pretty good to me right now. I'm kind of hungry right now. Who knows?
Bill.
Who even knows? I may go straight to IHOP right from this presentation. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, IHOP is a great choice for you. Right now, they got a special going on. They call it the Pancake of the Month. And the May Pancake of the Month is that white chocolate raspberry with white chocolate chips mixed in there, whipped cream and cream cheese icing.
Jack is home. Hello, Jack.
Doesn't that sound good right
That was a
about
nice
now?
face you just made there, Tim.
Yeah. Oh, a stack of flapjacks would really be fabulous. Of course, that's not all they have. They've also got things like that classic chicken sandwich, grilled or crispy chicken breast with bacon, lettuce, tomato, 4-cheese blend, avocado, and buttermilk ranch on a grilled roll. How about a French toast stick? Sliced French toast with a side of fresh strawberries, banana, and chocolate dipping sauce. That's for kids 12 and under, however. So one of the sponsors, one of the future sponsors, may be interested in that. Got some great new drinks, too. They got the watermelon splasher. I've had that. Blend of lemonade, lemon lime soda, and watermelon syrup, topped with fresh blueberries and watermelon, or one of their handmade shakes. They got chocolate and vanilla. They got all kinds of flavors. IHOP leveraging two of their favorite pancake flavors to create new milkshakes. They got a Cinestack and a cupcake for the first time ever. They got a silk oatmeal cookie oat creamer. They've got all kinds of delicious items at IHOP. If you haven't been there lately, you need to go and give it a shot again. They've got 11 locations around the area. I'm sure there's one near you. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, IHOP is just a fantastic choice. Try IHOP's new spring menu featuring that tasty chicken classic sandwich and the new cinnamon apple pecan pancake, all at IHOP.
Hey, 100 West Dental, we had the good doctor in this past Friday, and what a program they have for our audience if you're interested in Invisalign. Huge offer going on right now at 100 West Dental. If you mention my name, you get $1,000 off an Invisalign package. Now, if you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. It's 100westdental.com, or you can call 636-585-0100. They have the most modern technology with the patient experience at the front of mind. They're located directly across the street from Munganess St. Louis Acura. And even if you don't have dental insurance, it's not a problem. The membership plan they have at 100 West Dental aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. It's 100westdental.com. Huge offer right now. Mention my name. You get $1,000 off an Invisalign package. If you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that'll show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. It's 100westdental.com. And think about that. Send your emails in. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Brian Henshin's the leader. I mean, this might be his time.
Could be.
Do you kind of feel like he's like Ludwig Aberg, that you know he's got it? He just hasn't won a major yet, but he's young, and you feel like he could win a bunch of them?
That's what I think every time you read one of his texts or emails. I think Ludwig Aberg.
Yep.
Yeah, the similarities are too noticeable to ignore. He's really ratcheted up his game. I'm wondering if is he sitting at home in his pajamas doing this, or is he at work already?
I think he covered the Fever's loss last night.
Yeah, in Connecticut. So he's probably taking the charter back right now.
I don't think he flies charter. I think it's private jet all the way.
For Brian?
Yeah.
I was surprised on SportsCenter. Why isn't Scott Van Pelt doing his SVP? I guess he's at Valhalla. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
could be
that
the case.
bothers me when I wake up and he's not on. But hey, God bless him for getting the schedule that he's got at this point in his career. But they led with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, sheesh. Big numbers. I get it.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would lead with the Knicks.
Yeah, TNT game.
Is that the reason you think?
Maybe. I don't know. Caitlin Clark probably, at the moment, first game, strike while the iron's hot kind of thing.
I don't know.
If you're programming. Maybe I'm wrong there, but. And maybe it is because the TNT. Boy, they had the B team on Inside the NBA last night.
Who'd they have?
Vince Carter and Draymond instead of Chuck and Shaq.
We were Chuck and Shaq.
They had a night. I think they had a back-to-back because they had the Monday night games.
They're probably doing another 15 TV commercials.
Right.
Boy, they are on all over the place.
Boy, howdy.
Is that show going away?
Well, if NBC is in fact getting the NBA media rights, then yeah, most likely Inside the NBA would be no longer, which is just the worst news ever.
Maybe NBC will hire them away.
They can't get Ernie. Ernie's the lifer at Turner. He won't leave. And I don't know if they're going to want to do it. And Chuck's been looking for a way out anyways. This might be a perfect excuse.
Well, if they don't have the NBA there anymore, they might all leave.
Maybe.
Yeah, what would Ernie do if they don't have the NBA?
Stick with whatever Turner they was.
Yeah, but what do they have? That's what I'm saying.
I don't even know.
NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And I guess they have baseball playoffs?
Yeah. He already does baseball playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. So he'd probably stick with that in college hoops, and that would be his beat.
I don't know. When some network comes and says, won't you come over here for $8 million a year? It's pretty hard to say no. I'm a lifer at this other place.
Yeah, but Ernie's a different sort, I would say. He's made a good amount of money in his career, and he's a loyal guy. I don't know. He's also a Georgia guy. He likes living in Atlanta.
Well, all of us in this business, whether it's network TV or HD2 radio, we're all fabulously wealthy.
That's right.
And money is not the driving force.
No, never.
Play for the fans and not the money?
Yeah.
Doug, I deep teased this here for the IHOP 8 o'clock hour on TMA, which is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Tom Brady appeared on Ryan Clark's podcast. Fred Taylor's on the podcast.
Is he?
Who?
Fred Taylor?
Ryan Clark?
He used to be a Steelers
right.
safety, and now he's a ESPN panel Take Smith. He does NFL media stuff. But he was a...
They're on the Pivot podcast, and Tom Brady was a guest.
Yeah, he used to hit the crap out of people, Ryan Clark.
Here is what Tom Brady had to say with the benefit of hindsight on the roast, which Doug calls the peak of the cultural zeitgeist.
I've always called it that. Yeah.
I loved when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way that it affected my kids. I wouldn't do that again because of the way that it affected actually the people that I care about the most in the world. When I signed up for that, I love when people were making fun of me. And I always said, like, when I was going through all the Deflategate stuff in 2015, 2016, I watched 3 things on TV. I watched Premier League soccer, I watched golf, and I watched comedy shows. Because every time I turn on SportsCenter, I was like, are you kidding me? Right. So it's like, I just want to, like, laugh. Wanted to do the roast because the guy Jeff Ross became someone that I knew. And you don't see the full picture all the time. So I think it's a good lesson. Like, for me as a parent, I'm going to be a better parent as I go forward because of it. And at the same time, I'm happy everyone who was there had a lot of fun. And I do think for me, just outside of, let's say that, it always is good. Like, if we're not laughing about things, we're crying.
Mm. Well, it's great that he can accept jokes at his expense. That's nice. It's hard to believe that he didn't see this coming, that you didn't think that some of the jokes were going to be off-colored and pointed and get down to your family. I mean, you could see that coming a mile away, couldn't you?
Right, but I guess what you can't see is how your kids react to all of it and all that stuff. You know, I don't know.
Why would you let your kids watch it?
Well, his kids are teenagers.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were still like 8 or 9.
He may have a younger child, but I know he is.
Yeah.
Doug, how old is his son with Bridget Moynihan?
I just don't know.
16.
But they're certainly gonna hear about it or see it on social media somewhere.
100%. Yeah, I feel like some of this is kind of, I'm getting ready to be an NFL broadcaster, like the lead of an NFL broadcast, and the more I'm out there, kind of doing stuff in the media, the better. And this was a great opportunity. Probably made a ton of money with Netflix. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. It sounds fun. And then I guess you don't realize that maybe some of the stuff you tell them not to say is like, oh, that's what I'm going to say.
Some of that's on the comedians, too. I mean, you can't tell a joke without going after kids or telling jokes that are going to affect the kids.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't go after the kids.
I don't think it was the kids. I think it affected his kids by the way they trashed their dad, is probably what he's saying.
Yeah.
Probably the mom.
Yeah, I was going to say probably more of the Giselle stuff.
Yeah.
They're 16, 14, and 11.
Yeah. Well, they had to know that would hurt the kids if you tell certain jokes.
Yeah, it's tough. I guess you just never know, but you got to do it. And
even in that kind of situation, there needs to be some sort of decorum and some boundaries.
Not
right?
really. Well, they did agree not to go after the kids. But other than that, I mean,
they agreed not to go after Robert Kraft too, but Jeffrey Ross still did that.
Yeah, I mean,
that was awkward.
If you watched the one where Caitlyn Jenner was on it, and there's no holds barred in that one. It seemed like Caitlyn Jenner was the one getting roasted, even though she was just one of the people in the dais. She got roasted more than the guy they roasted. Who I think it was Alec Baldwin at the time. That was brutal.
Yeah, I don't know why they put themselves up for that. Because going in, I'm sure they think, this will be fun. Yeah, this will be fun. And then when they get there in the middle of it, they probably think, oh, what have I got myself into?
I feel like you, Doug, would react really positively. You would be okay with a roast about anything.
Oh, yeah, I don't care what anyone says about me.
It's hard to roast you. There's really nothing bad to say about you.
That you're hot.
Yeah. It would all get down to just how hot is he.
Christ, every morning's a roast for me on this thing.
Well,
he didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job.
That's going to be a classic drop for us.
Unbelievable, he said that.
Yeah.
Full-throated.
I suppose every manager could say that every game.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Beercats is coming after Doug this morning. So the comedians did nothing wrong. Toughen up, Doug. You're a snowflake. That's from Beercats. He won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month in January 2023. They're coming after me in Jackson. Vince Vaughn's Entrails. Doug, do you like when tweets start or you like when they start hello?
I don't like it at all.
What about hello?
No.
Hello, they have the NHL. But if I'm not mistaken, Ernie Johnson's not on the NHL coverage, right?
I don't think so.
No, that's their like own version of Inside the NBA with Biz and those guys. No, they have a completely. I don't know how well versed Ernie is in hockey. He's been the basketball and baseball guy forever, so I don't know if they would move him. But I know that he would want to stay at Turner. That's what.
Well, I think if you're telling jokes about Tom Brady and there are sexual overtones to it, it's going to affect his young kids.
Yeah, I don't think you're saying anything revolutionary there. Yeah,
Right.
it's going to.
Jackson's attacking your take now, too,
No,
just like
I'm
beer
just. Well,
kids.
I mean, like, yeah, that's if you're going to.
Also, maybe don't tell those jokes.
But
It's a roast. They're going to say what they want to say.
Well, but there still needs to be some sort of boundaries. I mean, he set some boundaries before that started, and they all agreed to them.
Don't talk about my kids, which they didn't.
I thought that was the decision, according to Nikki Glazer, about the comedians.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Brady said, "Don't
said
talk
that.
about my kids."
I think Brady requested nothing about Robert Kraft. So they made a choice. I'm like, it's kind of like, you leave the kids out of it.
Yeah, family, kind of. I guess Giselle is in bounds, but that's the stuff they're going to go after. Is what they got to talk about football wise. I guess he's 7-time Super Bowl champion.
Has she come out and said anything about the roast?
She was not happy.
Oh, she's done an interview?
I don't remember where I saw that, but yeah, there was a link I sent a couple days ago where she was reportedly...
Well, that was the New York Post saying friends close to Giselle. I mean, it's, I don't know how, all due respect, of course, to the great work that the New York Post and Inquirer do.
Just like the people who are close to Tiger saying he's giving up sex before the Masters.
Right. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know how many people that have been roasted came out of it and said, boy, I'm sure glad I did that. Because I can't imagine how much money they're giving these people to put themselves in for that.
Right, because it's not like a launching pad. Like if you're the one being roasted, you are enough of a celebrity where most, if not everybody, in a certain demographic knows who you are. So it's not like it's going to shoot your career through the roof unless you have like a special coming out or some movie coming out in the next couple weeks.
And how much money do you have to give Tom Brady before he says, sure, that's worth it for me?
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. I mean, he's made so much money and say, yeah, a couple million, you can roast me. Like Rob Lowe, too. He doesn't need the money, good-looking dude. And God, they just talked about him having sex with underage girls. And why would you put yourself through that? It's just jokes.
And then the comedians say, well, it's just a joke, just trying to be funny. Yeah, well, you've ruined somebody's reputation.
You're standing up for the little guy over there, Doug.
I don't think comedians just get a complete pass to say anything that they want to say just because it's funny. I mean, they have a wide berth, but there are still boundaries, I think.
Yeah.
I think Nikki Glazer talked about that in her new special about comedians. I don't know the context of it, but she said comedians not going to say what they want. Just say, hey, comedian, just a joke. And I think she said sometimes it goes too far.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know how she tied it into her comedy, but she did say that.
New texture. We asked for new textures. Here's a new one, Doug.
Okay.
See if there's going to be traction here. Andy gave himself a name, Jackson, Chairman Kurt.
Okay.
Hey, Doug, why don't you pull a Tom Brady and deflate my balls? That's from the STL Silly Ninny.
Let's get him blocked.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, what's his name again?
STL Silly Ninny.
STL Silly Ninny.
Is that redundant?
Silly Ninny.
I think that was the name of the English football team that Peter Griffin went to.
He's been blocked and he's been suspended.
No!
STL Silly Ninny, suspended a period of 2 days' time. His name right now is going to the suspension log. You'll sponsored by the Illinois Recovery Center. He needs help. You may need help, too. If you do, you may check out the Illinois Recovery Center at IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Yeah, IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com, or you can call there at 888-472-9559, whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one. The chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. That's Illinois Recovery Center. James Carlton's online at carltoninsurance.net. 367 five-star reviews for James and his team. And they always go back to customer service. If you saw your insurance go up last year, year over year, Give James a call or check him out online at carltoninsurance.net to see if he can save you money. You have nothing to lose, and so many people have made that switch, and they go, man, I had no idea how much money I could save just by making the switch. He's with State Farm. He's in Webster Groves. He is local. He has a large staff to make sure the customer service is the absolute best you're going to find, and he has 5-star reviews from 367 people. Has your insurance gone up in the last year? Give James a chance to save you money. Do you have kids under 25 on your insurance policy? This is where James saves people the most money. The number is 314-961-4800, or you can go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. And now you're probably spending some time thinking about that. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking that'd be a heck of a place to think about.
Doug, we talked about the bet that the gentleman made on the Texas Rangers to win the World Series. Was it the... Do you recall who the other team was? The Chiefs to win the Super Bowl?
I think so.
Yep. And then the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the NBA Finals.
Right.
He hit the first 2 legs, and he was in a spot where the payout would be $1.8 million, if I'm not mistaken. And he has decided, Doug...
What's he doing?
To cash in.
I think that's the right move.
You like that?
Yeah.
The wager was not all that significant, but the payout was huge, and so at that point, that's where he decided, I want to make sure I get money because it was getting too stressful for him. Here is the audio of the gentleman.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
All right, guys. This is it. Last time. One hell of a ride. I got to go to a playoff game in OKC, and one of hell of an up and down here with the cash outs. Started at 11,000, got all the way up to 100,000, dropped all the way back down to 30,000, and right now we're at 80. And I said last night, I said if we win this game and they offer at least 80, I'm walking. Well, they're offering 80, and I don't think I can take it anymore. I want to keep going, but I'm a single dad, and the money would be wonderful. So, I want you guys to see it happen. So, here's your 80,960. Here we go, baby. Are you sure? Yes. Cash out, baby. There we go.
So he cashed out right there in that video. It was a $100 bet. It was a 3-way parlay with the Rangers to win the World Series, the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and the Thunder to win the NBA Finals. It would pay 1.7, but of course, if the Thunder were to lose in this round or the next round or even the finals, he gets nothing.
I thought we said last week the cash out was going to be like 200,000 or something.
I think if they won this round, it would have been something like that.
Right now, they're 2 games, 2-2 with the Mavericks.
Yep. I don't blame. I mean, he said in the video right there, like single dad. I need the money.
It sounded like, we think of he owns an appraisal business, right?
Yeah.
And we think of Stephen Wildwood and the life he's living.
Yeah.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like this gentleman's necessarily at Stephen Wildwood's level.
Well, for most people, 80,000 is a lot of money. Could make a lot of problems go away.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I still think he should have done the math, and with only 2 series left, bet the team that's playing Oklahoma City for 100,000 to win the series. All right, then if they lose, you lose 100,000, but you're still alive for the 1.7 million, and then if they get to the finals, bet the other team for 300,000.
How much would that have cost him?
I don't know. It's not going to cost him 1.7. It's going to cost him less than an $80,000 profit.
Yeah.
I continue to say anytime you bring it up, I think that there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, when you got 80,000, I just...
Yeah, if you're expected to make 230 something if they were to move on to the next round, and you bet 100K like you said on the Mavericks, then you really can't lose. You just lose out on, I don't know, what would it be like $80,000?
Cuts into your margin, but I mean, 80,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that he didn't receive some kind of counsel on this. It got. I mean, it's on ESPN.com. It's in the New York Post. It's a national story, of course. But I don't know. I don't really know on that.
Unless he,
I mean, you can go all about access to capital, but
somebody would give it to him.
I would think that somebody would, whether it be a person or he could have gotten. I mean, there's equity there.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds to have equity on a $100 ticket, he has equity.
Yeah. Someone might want to wet their beak a little, but
a little wetting of the beak.
You give a little juice away if you're going to make $100,000 more.
But what's a ballpark figure of what it would cost to win $100,000 in a bet like that? He'd probably have to put down
110.
Many hundred.
Oh, you're talking about. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
2-2 now. So I get that you're saying the odds aren't straight up. But even if it was 150, fine, it's minus 150 for the Mavericks to win the series, which I doubt it is.
Would be
2-2.
surprised, yeah.
Not a lot of people have $100K liquid. That's from birthday.
Well,
Hawk.
Tim
That's
just
true.
said you borrow the money from somebody and say, look, I did the math. If I make these two bets, at the worst, I'm going to win $300,000. At the best, I'm going to win 1.7. Lend me the money, and what percentage do you want after I pay you back? I mean, it's pretty simple. If you look at the guy, looks at the math, and he's got the money. That he's got somebody that can give him $300,000-$400,000 if he loses to pay that bet.
A lot of people don't have a friend that would do that, and bank's probably not going to do that.
Oh, bank probably would if you said, "Here,
I don't
this
know.
is what I can win. This is what I can. I can't lose. Do you want to back me?"
I don't know if
need
a
to
bank would
borrow
lend you
this.
money on gambling bets or not.
If they said, "I want to borrow this money. Here's the figures. Look at it."
No,
I can't lose money.
I just think a person would.
Right, guy down the
You know what I
road.
mean?
You still got to have a friend that's going to lend you that kind of money.
I know that's what I'm saying, but he doesn't have to be a friend. I mean, there's an opportunity for. It's kind of. I mean, it's a win.
Anybody reaches out to him and says, "Yeah, here, I'm putting in your bank account. Make the bet. I'm backing you.
Yeah.
This is the percentage I'm taking."
Yeah, because if you bet the Mavs on the other side and they lose and the Thunder move on, well, now your cash out is worth a lot more, and you only lost maybe $100,000, and so you're already making more money than just the cash out. And as the Thunder keep rolling, no pun intended, and keep
You'd have
up in that
to
bet.
write up contracts and everything, make sure the guy wasn't scamming you or that he
Well,
did
is
his
that
part.
Is that a lot of time out of your schedule to make
I don't know.
$1.7 million?
Bringing in lawyers and everything. It'd be complicated, I think.
Guy probably doesn't have $300,000 in cash to load into his account. That's from Mr. Lix's caddy, Mr. 10,000.
Yeah, I think we've just talked about that. I'm sure he doesn't. If he's taking the $80,000, I'm sure he's doesn't have $300,000 laying around, but somebody does.
Oh, yes, indeedy.
Well, if he backed it up and said, I'm going to bet $100 and if I get $80,000, I'll be happy. He just said, yes, of course,
Right.
sure, let's
Yeah,
do it.
in a vacuum for sure.
Yeah, if that makes you happy, fine. But take some time and do some math, and you could have made a lot more without any risk.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really good idea. Also sounds like a really good way to get your legs broken. I'll take that $80K all day. That's from Flat Avenue, boy. I don't know. I'm in lockstep with Iggy on this.
People are dumb.
Well, if you can find someone to do it,
you can.
Where would the average guy go to have a friend that's going to lend him that kind of
You
money?
can contact counsel. You can contact somebody with an accountant who would have access to VC. I mean, not that VC goes into this business, but people with capital. It just isn't that tough.
Mr. Licks.
Mr. Licks.
Orson Woods Wacko.
Orson
Any of
Woods
these.
Wacko?
Again, they're going to take a little beak wetting. You know,
I love when the guy who fought off a 401k match is out here giving out financial advice.
I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying, look at the math. I mean, you could get a company to sponsor you and be part of it. Hey, my next bet is sponsored by CD4 Royalties, or whatever.
Library. New sponsor.
That doesn't sound like a shell company.
I just made it up. But any company,
Did you finally succumb to that 401k flim flam?
Yeah, I've enrolled.
Have you?
I make picks, you make money.
That's right.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. How many? What is this? There's this series, then the
Western Conference Finals.
So 3 more.
Two and a half.
after this.
Two and a
Okay.
half, yeah.
So say it's even money right now at 2-2. Even money. All right. I'm putting $200,000 on the Mavs.
Okay.
All right. You lose.
What is that? The series odds, Jackson?
I can pull that up from you on circusports.com right now.
The next game's in Oklahoma City, right?
Yep.
So 2 of the 3 would be in Oklahoma City.
Back to OKC.
Doug, you know it's tough to win in the Thunderdome.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
how
so
tough
Dallas
it
is probably underdog.
Yeah, you might be getting plus.
Probably are.
Plus 120.
Probably mostly because of their head coach, Jason.
Look, he's bringing out the notebook.
I'm going to figure it out.
You're doing some math,
All right,
aren't
let's
you?
just say if Dallas wins, all right, you make $120,000.
Hold on.
So you already made more than $80,000.
All right. Dallas to win the series are plus 135.
There it is, Doug.
Okay, so 135,000 you make there if you win.
Okay.
All right, but now we just have to guess if they go on and win this. Who do they play next?
Probably the Nuggets as it looks right now.
Nuggets on a heater here ever since falling down 2-0. Ant said last night, I just was laughing. He's so good.
Yeah.
Talking about Jokic.
He was cooking the Defensive Player of the Year.
Cook.
They would be dogs. The Thunder would be dogs against Denver.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. All right.
So to go minus, we'll say Denver's minus 150, even though that's probably egregious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's called the Mavericks plus 140, or Thunder plus 140.
Okay.
All right, so your profit margin is down to, well, how much are you putting on this Thunder Mavericks deal?
100,000.
Putting 100, because you're going to profit, what, 120? Is that the deal, or 140, did you say?
135.
Perfect.
So now
all right.
you're probably minus.
So you're 1.6, and Doug, what do you call it? The kitty? Is that what
I don't.
Is that
call
what
it the
people with
kitty.
high
No.
net worth say? The kitty?
I don't think so.
So then you bet $100,000 on Denver, and you win. You're probably going to win what, 80,000?
Yeah, well, maybe a little more.
All right. So you're up to. Let's just say you're up to $220,000. All right, and if you're all right,
And now here comes Jason Tatum.
You don't have to do anything else because you've already. If you bet Denver, you got that, but your Oklahoma City bet's out, so you can't win that anymore. But you've won $220,000
as opposed to 80.
That's a lot more than 80.
Right.
Think about that, Doug.
And if the Thunder were to move on to the next round, your cash out gets way higher, so you only lose out on that $100K, and you probably net based on what the article is like $140K.
Now let's say Denver wins, or Denver loses. All right, you've lost.
Oh God.
You've lost.
We like to read books and talk smart things too.
You've lost $350,000. But now you're in the finals.
Unknown woman.
You're in the finals for a chance to win 1.7.
Yeah.
So now you just bet $500,000.
The guy you're betting with, Steven Time, says this is brutal.
So then you bet $500,000 in the finals. All right. If you win if Oklahoma City loses, all right, you've made $500,000. So now you've made $250,000.
But you already lost $100,000, so you have to double a bet. This guy's getting mad from the 314.
You don't have to double the bet. I just said you're down $250,000, but you're in the finals now with a chance to win 1.7.
The guy who folded pocket aces pre-flop is saying, do the math. You can't make this thing up. Some Chief J Strong blow.
Well, you're not following. I just...
You've had it now, haven't you?
The least he's going to make is $400,000 if he bets $500,000 on the finals. So, I mean, it's just get somebody to give you the money, and you just cost yourself $320,000 at the least.
Keep in mind, the guy giving this advice solely plays 25-cent games on DraftKings. That's from Chairman Kurt. Doug, that's coming from next door.
Well, I just did the math. It's not my money.
Yeah.
I can add.
Can you?
Just bordering on Fredo. I'm smart too.
I'm not dumb like people say. I'm smart.
You just got to recline harder in that chair and you'd be all the way there.
Iggy has had one good idea in the last 2 years, and he is not going to let this go. That's from Larry Thornton. He's over at KSTK.
Well, I was just showing you what he could do. It's one thing to say it, but then to do the math.
Buck Swope just texted my phone.
Yeah.
Ask
bothering
Iggy,
Tim.
Ask Iggy what happens if the T-Wolves play the Knicks in the final.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're already out, but you've won the bet on the team that you bet against, Oklahoma City. So you've won that bet.
That question you need: are the Thunder playing the T-Wolves in the Western Conference Final, or the Mavs? Because that would materially change the numbers.
Well, it wouldn't matter. His Oklahoma City bet's out, so he stops betting. He has no reason to bet anymore. His Oklahoma City bet's done, but he's won money on the team that beat Oklahoma City.
Fair enough.
More than 80,000.
Yeah.
I'm done. Einstein.
Who are you calling Einstein?
These guys who think they know more than me about math.
Oh, not many that do.
Exactly.
Not many. There's probably a mathematician out there somewhere that could go toe-to-toe with you, but there's not many of them.
I have to get this guy on the air.
Let's get him on.
Well, how come you haven't made a lot of money gambling over the years?
Well, I've never been in a situation where I had this to do. Where I've made a 3-team parlay that I could win $1.7 million on a $100 bet.
Yeah, but there's...
Who are you, Alfred Einstein? I would take some time to figure it out. Then just say, yeah, give me the 80. No, I'd think about it.
Dodgers, Marlins, Brewers, Twins. I don't think they're very good. Phillies. Pittsburgh, 82.5. Except that division with the Cubs. The Phillies weren't in it. If the Pirates weren't in with the Cubs, I think they're probably over in that division. I just worry about them and the Cardinals. The Cardinals, they put them at what, 84.5. That's about right.
Okay, that's enough.
That guy is right. Not a lot of people have 100K liquid that listen to TMA except for me, Stephen Wildwood, I guess Licks. Orson Woods Wacko acknowledging Licks has money. How about that?
Yeah.
That's a big moment.
Well, you just named 5 people that do have it, so you think this guy could find 5? So all you got to find 1.
I don't know.
I don't know if the guy himself could, but he could contact somebody who would be able to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I've got to tell you, I agree with Iggy. Painter guy's mad at me for saying I agree with Iggy. Tim, you did the worst thing ever by saying you agreed with Iggy. Now he will not shut up about this.
Well, it was brought up on a topic.
Come on, yeah.
He cashed out.
Yes, he did.
I haven't brought it up in weeks.
Yeah.
And he said he cashed out for $80,000. Well, let's do the math and figure out he's dumb. He left money on the table.
Today on Renters Roundtable, philanthropic fish aficionado Ken Strode leads us on a journey through personal financial management and parking plot gardening, picking out those shrubs that will dim your neighbor's headlights. And we'll finish off with times tables as attacks multiples of 7. That's today on Renters Roundtable. Mm-hmm. We finna be rich.
Well, I still think fusion is the best way to get rich. I mean, really rich. But, gambling is a close second.
I don't know. In that spot, I never know the cash out thing. That's a real test of your character almost, or a test of your mental fortitude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could handle the sweat of knowing that I could be losing all this money if Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was in a great game. I don't know. I think I would probably do the same thing and just cash out, not worry about it, take the $80,000 and run.
You really wouldn't rate? I mean, to me, I maybe I'm missing something, but Iggy's right.
The logic is spot on. I would just have to be like a question of, am I comfortable with the situation of who I'm borrowing from, how it's all working? I feel like you could be taken advantage of in certain situations.
I'm with you. I have trust issues.
But
there'll be contracts signed.
Absolutely.
If that's the
I'm
case,
just going to take a guy's word for it.
Right. If there's
I'll lend it to you. Okay, let's do it.
If I can draw up some things, I draw a bath and I draw up contracts.
You don't draw a bath. You turn the water on. That's all you're doing. Don't make it more than it really is.
Either way, if I was comfortable with everything, then yes, I would work the math out and figure out a way where I would make the most possible money without the possibility of losing it all.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't feel comfortable or I didn't have that kind of wherewithal, taking $80,000 on a $100 bet's not the worst option.
I would be concerned about losing my ticket.
It's online. It's on your phone.
It is?
Yeah, on your account. You could lose your phone. It's still on your account.
Well, what if some hacker took it right off your phone?
That would be a big problem if a casino or sportsbook in their encrypted site got hacked.
Well, they try to steal everything else.
They would have bigger problems than one person's 3-team parlay bet. They would be a big problem.
I got a notice the other day that J.P. Morgan got hacked.
Really?
With my account information and everything was one of the accounts that got hacked.
That might have actually been the hacking. Is that person sending that to you?
Well, I don't think so. I got a free 2 years of Experian credit card monitoring and everything that came with it.
Got it. Okay. I thought it was like coming from like, hi, this is Bill from
No,
J.P. Morgan.
no, it came
Bill,
from a
your
letter.
money's been stolen.
A letter
Give us
with-
more.
No.
I had one of those guys the other day call me. God, he was in an uproar. He said, I guess calling from one of those foreign countries, because I couldn't understand a lot of what he said. But he said you've had four charges on your Amazon account that came from from 4 different states. I said, really? Charged on my credit card? He goes, yes, 4 Amazon accounts. I said, let me check here. I went to my credit card. I said, well, my credit card hasn't been used by 4 different people.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, we red flagged it. I said, well, good
He
for
was
you.
in an uproar?
Yeah, I said, good for you. What do you want me to do? Well, you should do something. It's 4 different states. They're using your card and they're charging your Amazon. I said, well, there's nothing charged on my credit card. They would have to use my credit card to get an Amazon order, wouldn't they?
Sure.
If you don't want me to red flag it, I won't. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, you're an idiot.
Oh, you said that to him. And that was that.
He had enough, he said.
Yeah.
don't talk to me like that. I said, just go away. Bye.
You beat him down.
Well,
it is kind of fun to engage the hacker sometimes.
Doesn't the guy know I'm going to look at my credit card and see if anything's been charged?
It's probably the worst thing you can do is to engage them in any way, and yet it's still somehow satisfying.
Sometimes it's fun. I like the timeshare people. Yes, Mr. Stroud, this is Joni. I'm calling about your timeshare. Yeah, what about it? And they're shocked that you're answering them. Well, we're going to have a meeting about maybe selling it. Were you interested in a dinner? Yeah, what's the date?
And then you sign up and don't go?
Oh, then you get calls. What happened? I said, was that the day? I'm sorry, I missed it. We have another one coming up. They're so excited they got maybe a sale.
I just feel bad for the people who had to take that job.
Like a call center?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Who had no other possible job possibilities that they had to take that and sit and cold call one stranger after the next. I feel bad for that.
It was Michael Scott's moonlighting job. He would be at a call center after being the boss at...
Wouldn't that just be the absolute worst?
Wouldn't be fun. No, cold calling in general is
the
worst. I had a couple friends whose first year of their work was just cold calling people they either knew or didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess everybody is someone you know or don't know, but that's rough.
Yeah.
That's not a fun gig, especially when you're hitting up your family and stuff.
Oh gosh!
Sucks.
And some of them still get through. I mean, most of them will say spam risk, and I don't answer. But sometimes it'll say 314 or 636.
Yeah, they figure out how to put a number in your area.
You just never answer the phone.
Right. If they leave a voicemail, you listen to voicemail.
I never answer the door, never answer the phone. No
it
problem.
could be somebody
Very
that
simple.
I don't know their number. And
Yeah, they'll send a text and be like, "Hey Tim," or "Hey Doug," "Hey Iggy."
I get a lot of those
trying
now.
to call you.
Yeah.
Like, this is so and so. Can you give me a call back? If someone is actually trying to reach out to me like that, if it's a random number I've never heard of and they don't leave a voicemail and just have a missed call, that's somebody won something.
I get a lot of random texts saying, "Hey, we haven't seen each other in a while," and that's be like the only thing that's on the text.
Yeah.
From some number I don't recognize.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, 1 or 2 a day like that.
Welcome to my world.
Oh gosh.
You lose 100,000 if OKC beats Dallas. If Denver is minus 140 in the series against OKC, you would have to bet 280,000 to win 200,000. If the Thunder win that series to play the Celtics would be a huge favorite in the finals. I'm not sure how much you would have to risk in the finals to recoup your losses and still win 100K. It's in the 314.
Then you cash out the Thunder bet at that point if they make the NBA Finals, and that ticket is probably worth $500,000
minimum.
Yeah, so you've already covered that and then some.
Yeah, there's your answer. Anything else, Einstein?
Oh gosh, don't be so down on these folks.
Well, they're just trying to make ways the guy's going to lose money. He's not.
You had a good idea and you're going to stick with it.
Well, that's why they're all texting in saying I'm an idiot because I had a good idea.
Yeah.
Can I have the last 30 seconds of my life back?
In today's fast-paced world of digital marketing, making meaningful connections with your audience can be a daunting challenge for any business. But what if there was a place where connections aren't just made but nurtured for growth? Enter 2060 Digital, our sister company backed by a 100-year-old media empire just like 105.7 HD2. If you are a business owner or marketer seeking more strategic ways to reach and engage customers, look no further than 2060 Digital. With 12 years of expertise, 2060 specializes in simplifying the complexities of digital marketing. Our team demystifies the process by transforming it from a challenge into an opportunity for your business. Whether it's enhancing your brand's online presence, optimizing digital campaigns, or increasing customer engagement, 2060 is here to propel your business forward. Think your business has room to grow? Let us prove it to you. Visit 1057thepoint.com/2060digital to request a complimentary digital audit today. That is 2060 Digital. Send your emails in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. That's coming your way at 9:45, 9:50. Then Jackson and I are going to go down the hallway. Now, we're going to do a show called Balloon Party. It's on
What'll happen
101
there?
ESPN, and Jackson's going to let you know what's coming up here.
So usually, Doug, it would be a Wide Berth Wednesday, but I have a special edition.
What do you got?
This is Ron Washington's School of Leadership and Accountability.
Oh, my goodness.
Based on last night's comments.
Yep. So that will be the set of questions today.
I like that.
And I will be giving out the Ron Washington Award.
Oh, wow.
That goes to the most fearless leader, someone who puts their hands up and takes accountability. If I see that ever, I will give them the Ron Washington Award.
What do you think the player thought who heard his manager say that?
I think it's Guillermo, or was his last name?
They probably knew he made a bad pun.
Yeah, but
I'm sure he did.
You don't want to get lambasted. May I also say, I've been down on the City Connect jerseys. I really like the Angels jerseys.
You loved the uniforms on the field last night.
If they didn't have that like triangle, like the diamond around their numbers on the bottom,
A, right?
I guess that doesn't look good. But I'm usually really against high socks. I thought the high socks for the Angels looked outstanding.
Oh, did you?
I thought the Angels City Connects were beautiful. Those were really, really good. If the Cardinals can do something similar to that, where it doesn't look so outrageous,
right,
then I'll be in.
Will.
But most likely they're going to wear some all red nonsense.
Oh.
What day are they wearing those? Is that against the Cubs?
May 24th,
That's against the
6th,
Cubs.
5th, 25th. I think they unveil them on the 20th, so gather around the hearth for that day. I assume we'll just spend all 45 minutes on Balloon Party breaking it down from every angle.
Sounds like a good plan, Doug. Got to come in for that one.
Well, I probably won't.
Send your emails in. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. That's at 9:45. Then this Ron Washington School of Leadership and Accountability is from 10 to 11 on 101 ESPN. Then at 11:30, I'm meeting with the new text inbox sponsor at their place of business. We got to do QFT. What's that?
Your mic's off, brother man.
Did you turn it off?
Why would you turn it off?
Chewing ice.
Oh.
Little Tommy Tribbins?
Not Tribbins.
No.
I think Tribbins might do the studio. Studio's available. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com if you want it. I mean, why wouldn't you want it? I don't know.
You should want it.
I agree with
this
you.
is something you should want.
Yeah, and then on the studio sponsorship, you'll get your name on here, like Michelob Ultra, which is still up. Just like the Plowhawk's still on the intro.
Yeah.
That's right. It's in my dossier. I gotta
freebies.
get that done.
Jackson's
He may
dossier.
stay on there for a couple of years.
No, I mean, it's on my dossier to talk to the people who would do that. Because we also have to get them out of bumpers and stuff, too.
Bumpers? You like that term?
No, I don't.
I kind of like it.
The
Bumpers.
return, like Butter Me Up Daddy, and then Marty Wink, the great Hubbard Marty.
Hubbard Marty.
Yeah.
Well, Hubbard Marty Lemming. Guys, how about the Plowhawk being more active now on the fan page than ever before?
What's he doing
What's he doing on there? Is it like during the show?
Chairman, are you still here?
Chairman Kurt.
Bitch, I know.
No, he never says goodbye. He just takes off.
He usually texts. He usually texts me. I should in the middle of like a library be like, "I'm leaving." No, he usually texts me, but he didn't. But it makes sense. But he was telling me before the show that he saw the Plowhawk getting into it with some guy on there, and I was like, "God bless the Plowhawk."
Iggy, you posted on the fan page the odds to win the Fan Page Club Championship.
I didn't.
Well, somebody changed their name to you.
Oh,
What is that called?
Hoosier Trojan Horse?
Where is it?
Is it an old post?
Oh, it's from 2019. I was about to say we got a scams and flams. Scams and
What, is
flams.
somebody just bumping my post since I'm not on there anymore?
Yeah. Like Cletus did.
Wow, you are deep into my Facebook, man.
Who is that?
Shelby Gash. Shelby Lynn Gash.
Oh, that's right.
Who is deep into there?
Wasn't talking about me.
No, I don't know.
Somebody's talking about being blocked by Iggy.
Who's that?
Could be any number of folks.
Michael Frisella, who I believe you said yesterday on the show you blocked him.
Yeah. Like been blocked.
A long time ago.
What'd he do?
It was after one of the Dotems where he was sitting at the bar talking to a guy and just putting stuff on the fan page about me while I was like 20 feet away from him.
Oh, no.
And then pretending to be my friends. I said, so much for that.
Block him.
I did.
Okay.
He's saying he's not blocked?
I don't know. I'm looking for this Plowhawk post.
I just saw a picture of Plowhawk.
Yeah, I did too, but that's not the Plowhawk posting it. I learned today that I've been blocked by Iggy for quite a while, it seems. It's a bit of a head scratcher since I've never, ever reached out to him.
I think you come up to me at a couple of TMA events and
Mike Frisella, call in,
Oh,
636-900-4TMA, Collier and Thompson phone lines. You guys can workshop this.
Either way, I don't care.
Okay.
Call in, Big Frizzy.
For whatever reason, was blocked from the fan page, and it really pissed me off.
I could see that it would.
Let's see a Plowhawk post.
I don't think he posted anything. I think he was responding to somebody.
I'd like to see a group photo of all those who've been blocked on the fan page. Would you like to see that? Just like a football team picture or something. They're lined up on benches.
I'm getting my phone is a hotbed of activity. Chairman Kurt just texted me. The Plowhawk stuff is in the thread with his picture.
Okay.
And then Cletus just texted me, I did not bump. I have no clue how. I just saw it and commented on it.
That would be bumping. So,
Doug, there it is.
Well, somebody bumped it and he commented on it. He didn't bump it.
Got it.
Plowhawk. I'm trying to see. Wi-Fi is not great right now.
No, they just can't get enough of me when I'm on it. They just got a bump so they can start
Can't
commenting
get
on
enough
things.
of you.
Oh, I remember this he posted 2 years ago. Trash him.
Trash him.
Well, the last time the thread was commented on was 4 years ago.
On the not the Plowhawk.
The fan page one.
So so Cletus bumped it inadvertently.
Doug, it's an inadvertent bumping.
But how do you find it?
Cletus probably thought it was a recent one and decided to comment on it. Who did he pick?
He asked if this was the year that Guy won. Okay, here it is. Being able, so a guy said, admittedly not a huge fan of Darren, but Lordy, the drops are absolutely off the charts better since Jay. You go by Jay now?
Never.
Quick took over. You like that? Jay Quick took over?
I don't mind it.
I'm surprisingly slow.
Maybe you're known as Jay Quick.
No.
I like that.
That would make sense.
Jonathan Quick, 2012
Since
Kings.
Jay Quick
remember?
took over.
You would think, like, with my build, that I would be pretty quick.
You're not quick?
Slow.
Well, you were doughy for a while.
That wasn't, no. Even when I was...
Lithe?
Like, junior year of high school, I weighed like 145 pounds. Slow.
Still slow.
Plowhawk responded to this gentleman, I'm so much happier and it's not even close. And then Jake Reynolds says, I'm not. I'm selfish and I miss you. And then Danny Isaac says, you're missed, boy. You like that? I like when people call each other boy.
Why would you do that?
Then a gentleman named Brian says, being able to set up commercial breaks for a couple hours a day is exhausting work. Throw in having to pay minimal attention and click a button to play drops, and you were talking serious level work. Be reasonable, and the Plowhawk was activated right there.
Right there. That got him. You never know what's
LOL, the
gonna
fact
get him.
that you even think you know what the day-to-day job is and acting like you have any knowledge about something you literally know nothing about is one of the many reasons why I'm so glad I'm gone and so glad I'll never come back. Brian responded, glad you were able to get this tremendous weight off your shoulders. Plowhawk responded, what weight? Besides listeners acting like they know how to do my job or what that job entails, I loved being on TMA. More than thrilled, however, with not dealing with listeners' negativity on a daily basis. That's a major change for the better. Then Brian says, 99.9% of the listeners love you. Quit coming here to complain about everyone are such a-holes. I thought it was a shtick when you acted like this on the show. And then the Plowhawk responds, it's a very loud 0.1%. I came in here to defend myself from some sads talking down about my work at previous employment without a single piece of actual knowledge of the day-to-day tasks. Sorry if you're annoyed about me trying to bring some truth to the lies that are being spewed. And then it goes on.
Yeah.
Well, actions speak louder than word.
I love the Plowboy.
Plowhawk, he's a caller now.
Yeah. Plowhawk, at this point, will take no crap. He is fully unencumbered.
We could use some hot takes.
These Redbirds are soaring right now.
Yeah, this is not the Plowhawk's time. It's like after like a 6-game losing, so that's when he emerges.
He'll lay low now.
Like Eli Roth and Inglorious Bastards coming out of the cave.
We just read some hot takes.
Hey, Jay Quick, is Rod Tidwell Cuba Gooding Jr.'s best character performance? Is Jerry Maguire a sports movie or a rom-com? That's from Scissor Me Timbers. That's for Jackson, right up his alley.
Good question. I assume this person listened to the
You can be
Rewatchables.
both.
Rewatchables just did Jerry Maguire again.
Mother him.
Yeah, really good. And that was a question they asked: is Jerry Maguire a sports movie or a rom-com? I think it's both. And I do think Rod Tidwell is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s best performance. He's so good.
You can easily be both.
Yeah,
The Big Green was
most sports movies end up kind of being rom-coms. Major League.
There's usually some
Walter,
love interest somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Plowsy for Listener of the Month. That's from the Total Package. Could he win the Malaga to Kill Listener of the Month?
Theoretically, he no longer has a vote.
He probably
Last month
can't
was the last
listen
vote.
though. He's working.
He called in, lighting up a dart.
How do you think he did as OJ?
OJ's good. It's just tough. Like if you're portraying somebody from the '90s in 2000, whatever it was,
I think
14 or 15.
The only person that was good in that was the guy from St. Louis who played Chris Darden.
Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was Chris Darden. That's how good he was. John Travolta sucked.
Oh,
man. Guy who played Kardashian. Uncle Juice. Uncle Juice.
Is that Schwimmer?
Yeah, Uncle Juice.
David Schwimmer.
Come on, Uncle Juice. Uncle Juice.
Yeah, that's Like, there's better stuff, like the Made in America OJ documentary that ESPN did.
Oh,
like,
glorious.
That is the...
I just watched that the other day.
Oh, did you really?
amazing.
Well, it's like 8 parts.
I know, I'd never seen it before.
But you got it knocked out.
That's some of the best documentary work ever.
I think they put it back up after he died because I mean, I'm sure you can find it on ESPN
Netflix.
Plus.
I think Netflix has
But I
all
had
of
never
that.
seen it before, so I watched it.
So good.
This breaking news was sent in by a texter. Netflix just locked in a 3-year deal to show NFL games on Christmas in 2024, 2025, and 2026. How about that? The NFL going to Netflix on Christmas.
Jeez. I mean, I can't imagine how much money Netflix had to pay for that. Oh my God! If what Peacock paid like $100
to get that Chiefs-Dolphins game?
Yeah, on their thing, and that returned big time. So right when I saw that returned really well, I was like, more NFL games are going to streamers.
They must be printing money, Netflix.
100%. They did. They have endless money in the realm of reality.
I forgot. I was watching a documentary the other day that brought up Netflix. I forgot they started out as just delivering DVDs to your house.
That's how I first had it.
That's right.
I forgot all
I
about
still
that.
have a Netflix that I never gave back to them.
They still have red boxes outside Walgreens?
I think so.
Do they?
I think so. Usually outside like grocery stores.
Yeah. I can't imagine how many people use that now.
I wouldn't think so.
I was kind of in the perfect age where, like, as a young kid, I got to go to Blockbuster and do that whole thing. And then by the time I was in, like, high school, Netflix and all the streamers were super prevalent. So I got to see it all.
It was kind of fun to go to Blockbuster.
Super fun.
But don't you dare return that tape that hadn't been rewound.
How are the poors going to watch the NFL on Christmas now? That's from Steven time.
That's a good point.
But every time this question comes up with the NFL, people find a way. People ask
As
the
they
same
did
question.
for that Chiefs-Dolphins game.
Exactly. They took the words right out of my mouth, baby. That's they find a way. The NFL's product is so... People want it so bad that they will do whatever it takes to get it.
That's why these companies have the endless money. They'll gouge people for whatever it takes. If they get a product that everyone wants to watch, they're going to gouge you.
I honestly would listen to Jackson host a pop culture film podcast. He's got a perspective beyond his ears. Like a little podfather is in that body and running around out there. That's from Arbor Day. Jackson, are you interested in hosting a pop culture film podcast?
Yeah, that's like one of the dreams for me.
How about that? What are your dreams?
Something like that, where if I could like just get paid to talk about movies, TV, and basketball. Like,
but what if it meant giving up Balloon Party?
Well, just
Couldn't
like the
do that.
guy who cashed out the Thunder bet, you'd have to look at all the angles.
You could become the next
I could make that decision
Gene
without
Siskel?
6 seconds. Yeah, I will just talk about that kind of stuff I love, but I need someone to like do it with that like as into it as me. Like I can't be like...
I could do the stag portion for you,
Right,
especially Ella Reese. But I think Abigail Mack's retiring. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear any of that.
I could like throw the Tim. Like here's the...
Yeah, you could ask. I don't know if you know him well.
Dan Buffa?
Yeah.
I do. He worked with my mother for a long time.
Really?
I know.
There
Dan
it
Buffa
is. We
well.
got a podcast. Just built a podcast. What else you want to do today, Doug? The nuclear fusion thing or not?
Yeah, we got to get
He's
around
a
to
good
that
dude.
at some
He gets
point.
trashed by a lot of people, but I think he's a good dude.
How about Gene
Trashes
Shalit?
who?
Would you share the mic with Gene Shalit?
Trashes who?
Dan Buffa.
He gets trashed by a lot of people?
Oh, a lot of people say, stop doing this. You're not making any money. Quit acting like you're a movie buff. Oh, shut up. We don't want your newsletter.
Where is he getting? I'm just asking. Where is he getting trashed?
When he posts something on Facebook or something like that, people take comments at him, and he'll post some of the comments he's gotten. Just like anybody else, just trying to have some fun, do something they enjoy, and
Yeah.
people trash it.
But that's a good sign for him.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that people actually care enough to
Right.
trash it.
Exactly.
I can't imagine what you could do online and not get trashed by
100%.
somebody.
If you're putting yourself out there, you're going to get trashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Dan a lot. He's great.
Doug, would you rather be in the arena or on the outside, anonymous, trashing those in the arena? It's your pick.
Better be in because you just tune out the people that are trashing
That's
you.
right. Hashtag think about it. Baby Girl Radio is your canvas king. That's from KG in O-Town, and he's texting in, but he's not in the building.
Yeah, that'd be great. I just
Baby Girl Radio, I like that.
I want to talk about movies, TV, and basketball. That would be my life. That would be awesome. The 3 things I'm most interested in.
Well,
And
Joe
uniforms.
Rogan, I guess, is the king of that kind of thing, right?
What?
Of a podcast where he just talks about whatever
Jackson,
he wants
that's your
to
guy.
talk about.
Yeah, yeah. That's I'm always in lockstep. Yeah, that's like a 4-hour thing that like but you could like focus on certain different like The Ringer is something I listen to a lot, and they do movies and like pop culture and sports and kind of blend it. I kind of like that model. Where if you're listening to a movie podcast, I might talk basketball. If you're listening to a basketball podcast, I might talk movies. I kind of like that.
Jackson's Mount Rushmore of Dreams are a movie podcast, a free lifetime NBA League Pass account, luscious locks of hair, and hasty anal in sub 48 hours. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins, who's got Schwinn co-op dollars.
How much could you talk about the movies, though? What, are you going to break down every scene of the movies that are out? Or?
Just talk about certain things you like.
Sure was cool special effects in the Godzilla movie.
Why are you crapping on what people like?
Siskel and Ebert made a living out of it, Doug.
Yeah.
But they did it like a few minutes at a time.
I'm not saying I'm going to
hour-long podcast.
I'm not going to spend 40 minutes on the new Kong Godzilla nonsense.
Ooh. How long are you spending?
5-10 minutes on that.
That's forever.
Jackson, you have somebody who's interested in working with you, and it's your favorite texter, Eric in the Central West End. Jackson, believe it or not, I'm also a fan of theater, especially going to Frontenac to watch the hipster films. I would throw my name in the hat to co-host. I'm also well-versed in the NBA. That's Eric in the Central West End. There's your co-host.
We can disagree on certain things, but if we both like movies, both like hoop rock.
Eric in the Central West End and Jackson Burkett debut Baby Girl Radio?
Partners.
No, I'd have to. I like Baby Girl Radio, but that could be a whole separate thing.
Yeah. Well, who are you going to get to sponsor this?
Yeah. Schwinn? Little Tommy Tribbins co-op dollars?
Oh, you do it for the love of the game until someone wants to pay you, and that's
you do it for nothing.
And that's gravy. After that, it's gravy.
Maybe you get paid by some of the studios putting out the movies.
Oh. That conflict of interest. And Jackson, this is integrity.
So what if there's $1 in it for you?
No thanks.
Your integrity can't be compromised?
They wouldn't. The studios wouldn't do that.
I don't know if they do it anymore. They used to bring people down to these junkets.
My mom went to many a junket when she was a film
critic. Like 3 minutes to talk about the movie with Jack Nicholson or whatever.
Yeah, she got to interview Robert Redford, so that was awesome.
Yeah,
Bob
fun
Redford.
gig. Yeah.
F you, Powder Boy. Kong versus Godzilla was awesome. Jeez, what a dork. That's from Dirty Chewbacca, who wants to sleep with Iggy.
Hey, man, people like what they like. I like a lot of stuff that
Some
I know
people like things.
hate or would never watch in their life, so I'm not crapping on it. I just don't think there's that much discussion to be had on it.
Wasn't Chewbacca an ape?
Chewbacca was a Wookiee. Which is, there's nothing you can really compare it to.
It's all nonsense.
On Earth. Yeah, it's like a Yeti, I guess.
I would do a sex show with Jay.
What was a sex show?
The Total Package.
Like
Call in Total Package.
Exhibitionism? Because I'm out on that.
That's not your scene?
I was cursed with shame.
Were you? Yeah. Well, I know some people like things and some people don't like other things.
It's true.
But I wouldn't spend 15 seconds watching King Kong versus Godzilla. How many times does that need to be remade?
Well, that was the last
one. That was out
one.
when I was a kid.
That was the last one. This one, they partnered up.
Oh,
take on
how
another
exciting.
Giant monster.
Another lizard is causing problems?
I think it was another ape. I don't know. I didn't see it.
Never seen one. I think I saw the first one with Fay Ray. That's about it.
Even that was stupid.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, who likes this stuff?
It was black and white. It was like 1940-something.
I really don't get it. How the studio heads could sit together down in Hollywood and think, yeah, this is what we need to do again. Special effects with a giant lizard coming up out of the sea, trying to destroy
these things make a lot of money.
They do.
They must.
That's why.
Who does it appeal to?
Now, what is the demographic for that?
Families who have nothing else to do on the Friday night, date movies, people just... You have a built-in audience with stuff like King Kong, Godzilla. People know what they're going to go see. Sometimes it's hard to get people in for original stuff if they have no idea what it's going to be. That's why they remade Top Gun. That's why they made another Indiana Jones. That's why they keep remaking Planet of the Apes, because they have built-in audiences. Jurassic Parks, they know that they can get a certain amount or have a better idea, because otherwise you're just forecasting against nothing. But having said that, movies like Barbie and Oppenheimer, original stories, Barbie asterisk by that, but original stories that are longer and a little bit more done up, did really well. So that's encouraging.
But some of those have an interesting premise and storyline, like Top Gun and Jurassic Park. I mean, some of them, but lizards fighting each other? Come on.
I'm not a big fan of the CGI festivals that those movies end up becoming, but some people are. What are you going to do?
Well, they must be, or they wouldn't keep making them.
Exactly.
I don't have to get it. And I do know this. Some people like things. And some people don't like it.
Go to Netflix, and if you do a search, you're searching for something, you just go to movies, and it'll come up movies A through Z. Go down to K. There must be 45 King Kong movies you can watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
45?
And about 35 Batmans, but they're throwing in the cartoon versions and all kinds of stuff. But
yeah. I don't know. I don't have to get it to know that it's out there.
This movie talk is so baby girl. That's from Jackson's first round opponent in the Jennings Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship, Mr. Siders, who's in the Sweet 16. Is that correct? Doug, is he in the Sweet 16?
I don't know what
you
he
had
is.
him in the Elite 8, which was weird because you bet against Jackson.
He's taking Dennis Miller, taking on Dennis Miller.
In the Sweet 16?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be soggy out there.
Good pick, Chachi.
Hello, friends.
That was my Dennis Miller imitation.
Let's hear it again.
That's a good pick, Chachi. That sounds like Paul Lynde.
You're animals, both of you. You know that, don't you?
Let's see what I got going on here. I got mentality. You feeling a little sluggish? Feeling a little rough? Oh, well. Let's go to mentality at Low T USA.com. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. When you feel like you don't have the energy or drive to keep up with your kids after work, if you could just feel like you did 5 or 10 years ago so you can be present with your family, that's where LowTUSA.com and Mentality can help out. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you weren't fully normal or you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at. Come get checked with us at Mentality. It's LowTUSA.com. That's Mentality at LowTUSA.com. And Premier Construction. He is out of the studio, but he is in communication with the folks at Premier Construction Exteriors. They do roofing, siding, windows, concrete, and more. Veteran-owned and operated. They're a hands-on contractor. They don't subcontract all their work out to other smaller companies and just tack their profit on the end price. They can work with your insurance company on the claims for storm damage to your roofing, siding, or windows. They're building their brand, a small operation that wants the best and honest solution revitalizing your home. Located in St. Peters, Missouri, but licensed in Illinois and Missouri. Give Dan or Jay a call at 314-224-2543 to set up a free estimate, or you can reach out to them on Facebook. They're at Premier Construction Exteriors. And how about this? A $500 discount for TMA listeners. So let them know you're a TMA listener. You get a $500 discount. Call Dan or Jay at 314-224-2543 or go online on Facebook, Premier Construction Exteriors. They do roofing, siding, windows, concrete, and more. Let them know you're a TMA listener and get a $500 discount. We are 26 minutes away from the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. What will Brian Henshin do today? It's going to be fun.
Gosh,
I mean,
he'll
he's
do
leading.
something.
Can Buck Swope even it up? What about the JV golf coach who won in the month of April? He's live. And then Robert Sue. Who's going to win it today, the morning after? At InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We close out the IHOP 8 o'clock hour. Try IHOP's new spring menu featuring tasty classic chicken sandwiches and new cinnamon apple pecan pancakes. It's IHOP. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out RosalitasCantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Hi, this is Chris Pondoff from Illinois Recovery Center. As someone who battled alcoholism and addiction for 20 plus years, I understand the dark places you can find yourself stuck in. Alcoholism and substance abuse takes a heavy toll on your body and your mind, but you can overcome it. Start your journey to recovery at the Illinois Recovery Center, a rehab treatment center that provides comprehensive and customized rehabilitation addiction treatment. If you or a loved one are struggling with addiction, please know that there is hope. Visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com today.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, HD1 by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
And as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake?
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT-FM HD2,
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Doug, this is your favorite.
I love the Communards.
Lover man, where can you be? Think about that. Where is he? It's TMA. It's the Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour. Welcome in. This program is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Jackson and I are going to be dealing with it in about a half hour. We'll be fine, though, Doug. I mean, the show's 30 months old at this point.
You've survived so far. Sometimes touch and go.
That's right.
But you've managed to scratch your way through it.
Like
Today
a little
could be
gerbil.
different.
Like a little gerbil.
Yeah.
Scratch the gerbil.
Oh.
And then on July 26th, so in 2 months and change, the 20th anniversary of TMA, an orgy for the ages, they're calling it.
And we don't have a location yet for this place?
We're thinking Wheelhouse.
Yeah, probably Wheelhouse.
They allow orgies at the Wheelhouse?
If you ask nicely.
Really?
Mr. Lakes with a nice sentiment to Iggy. Congrats to Iggy for 32 years in radio. Not a lot of people would choose to do it for that long, but you did it. That's from Mr. Licks. That's nice. Kind of an olive branch after you guys spent some time together at Gateway National. He just tipped his cap. He doffed his cap.
Especially when you realize it doesn't pay very much to hang in there for 32 years and abject poverty is.
It's fun.
Okay.
I know I complain about money all the time. I'm kind of just kidding, but
where's enough to eat?
I mean, you have to.
3 squares.
You have to enjoy what you're doing, or else
Yeah.
you're just miserable.
Or else life is slavery.
You know, money's not everything.
No, you're right.
I've never missed a car payment. I never missed a house payment or apartment payment. I've never been late with a bill.
Life is good. You've enjoyed what you've done.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for in this life.
Hey, I don't drop loads. I drop Kenny Strodes on them.
How about that?
God almighty.
Here's to hoping that I can live out my lifelong dream of dying in a naked dude avalanche at the 20th anniversary party. That's from Doug's prison wallet.
Wouldn't be the worst way to go.
No.
It will be strictly dudes, though, right?
Oh, it'll be a sausage fest.
You think?
Will you bring your love interest?
Hmm.
Big decision
That's
there.
a big day.
I would
Jackson.
say no. I would counsel you no.
So you're saying this is this is for the boys where the girls aren't?
Yeah.
Ooh,
like every other live
her
event we've ever done.
I keep her away from as many listeners as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the goal.
Keep your distance, Walrus.
Yeah, Iggy always seems happy on this show. That's from Jugs in D.C. What does that mean?
I'm just going back at you people that want to trash me. I'm just
Like
giving
you
it right
people,
back
Russ
to
Pro?
you.
Yeah, got him in trouble.
I mean, I may sound angry, but I leave here and I
Yeah.
couldn't care less what you people say.
And you've been happy in your many, many years in radio.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there's a 6-month period there at The Man and the Woman that wasn't too much fun.
Yeah, some sandpaper at that.
But he paid me well while the checks didn't bounce. But
My favorite visual is everybody scrambling to get to the bank on Friday, so there was still money in the account.
yeah, I mean, you gotta go through some of those. I mean, it's not gonna be 32 years of bliss.
No.
The woman station was just something that hit me like a bolt of lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it hit your checkbook pretty hard too.
Well, the business, like so many others, have changed massively in 32 years.
You just gotta put up with the changes, and you know, it was all worth it. It took me 30 years to get over here to a great place. I've been to a lot of dumps.
Not this one.
Not this one.
No.
Couldn't be happier.
AI hadn't taken our jobs yet. I heard a guy talking about that yesterday. He said probably the only jobs that could be safe from AI are the blue-collar jobs. People who fix things, make things, build things.
Yeah.
Anyone else could be greatly affected by AI here in the next few years.
I think salespeople. You need real people to take care of you.
Maybe.
A place like Amazon, eventually they'll have robots just going into warehouses, taking their claws, getting a box and putting a stamp on it.
Could be robots calling people, trying to sell things.
Someone's got to program the AI, though, Doug. That's where the job opportunities are.
Oh, they already are. I mean, I get calls that I will answer. And I know it's a spam, but sometimes I want to have fun. But it's a recording. There'll be like a 5-second they hear, hello, hi, you there? Yeah. Oh, good. Let me talk to you about personal finance. Goodbye.
Shut your little whore mouth.
Hey! And you have to be careful talking to them because you don't know if they record your voice and then use that AI for later purposes.
I've been warned about that before.
Beer Cats is offering to be my bodyguard at the orgy. He says if I need my hashtag holes protected.
Yeah, we don't need you.
You going to get tested before the party?
We probably should require that.
Are you a bareback lover at orgies?
Oh. We can keep prophylactics on the side, like in a bowl.
Jackson, for the love of God, do not bring that poor girl to the collection of Fentonite fan page fats. That's from Mario, and he's in Chicago.
It was never going to be a concern. If this orgy does indeed happen, and I think we're all very excited for it, it's like Doug said, it'll be guys only preferred.
Back off, Walrus. Is that another name for our listeners? Fentonite fats?
Speaking of bareback.
Back off.
Goodness.
Does it take away your enjoyment of porn back in the day when they wore condoms?
Doug, I know that was something that used to bother you.
No.
I'm just asking. Because I don't know why they just don't all wear condoms. They don't have to worry about it.
There's nothing better than wearing a condom.
Okay.
Guys, thank you for listening to the news show, Geriatrics Talk AI on HD2 Radio. That's from Mario in Chicago.
Yeah, wait, I still don't know what it is.
Well, we better learn about it because it's about to take us over.
I thought it was just people taking your face and putting your voice in something that isn't you.
I think that's pretty much it. I'll be your go-to bottom, Mr. Tim. That's from Brian Henson. So I got a bodyguard and I got a go-to bottom. This orgy's shaping up for me.
Like if you look around and can't find anything to your liking,
Yeah.
Henson will be there as a backup.
It's like a lefty you bring in the seventh. You
Yeah.
know, maybe in a tough spot.
Maybe the game's lost.
Yeah.
You're way ahead,
Like
way behind.
Fernandez.
Where's Henson?
Yeah.
Have you come out to your workers at Indianapolis Star yet?
Has he come out there?
Has he come out to them?
Oh.
Let him know all these gay emails he sends in every day.
That's probably an open-minded workplace.
Chairman Kurt's trying to get 300 in the YouTube chat in the Schaefer Door Company 9 o'clock hour. Then, Doug, is it Dan Ulrich or Ulrich?
I just don't know.
He says, if we can get the hot 3 shot, I think we can hit 300. What is the hot 3 shot?
I don't know what that is.
Well, I
Anybody
mean,
know?
like if we're on auto right now on YouTube, so if I turn my mic off, you see us there. You can see that it drops a pin.
Oh, I see.
Or
So what,
if
like
I-
that? That's what a 3 shot? The
Well,
3
the
shot.
hot 3 shot is if I'm off it.
Like one of those. There's that. If I turn Doug off, same idea.
Take me off.
But then your mic would be off.
That's all right. I won't talk for a minute. Just a show.
All right. Well, see, now you just said something and their mic was off.
There's the hot 3 shot that he's talking about.
I'm going to talk about Schaefer Door Company, so
All right,
this is a perfect time for the hot 3 shot that Dan Ulrich?
I just don't know.
Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of the 9 o'clock hour. Had lunch with Jason Gosrow yesterday. Watch this, Doug. Bow Wow Gosrow.
That's very nice.
Did you watch?
No.
He's the owner of Schaefer Door, and they set up SchaeferDoor.com at SCHAEFER door.com. Call or text 636-782-3608. When I was having lunch with him, was that yesterday? What is today?
15th.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, is it?
It is.
So did Doug. I had lunch with him on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I believe that's Monday.
he had 3 TMA calls to make from people calling in with their garage doors broken. It's great to hear people supporting the sponsors. Thank you. That's how this thing has made it 20 years. That's the name of the game. They service all kinds of garage doors for service and new installs. And they have those Monday morning standby service calls for those doors that break over the weekend. It's Schaefer Door Company online at SchaeferDoor.com. Call or text 636-782-3608. They also service commercial doors. If you're in a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. It's SchaeferDoor.com or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. It's SchaeferDoor.com. SCHAEFER door.com. Jackson, tell me about Circa, where I can bet the bankroll on Jake Knapp.
Yeah, you can bet the bankroll on Jake Knapp. You can bet the bankroll on a number of PGA Championship participants, as well as baseball and then playoff hockey and basketball, all going on right now, including the Cardinals as they play another night game. I would have thought today would be afternoon.
I would have too.
8 p.m. in.
Well, they have Thursday off.
Right. Off day Thursday, and then they come home.
Not much of an off day when you don't land in St. Louis until like probably 6 a.m. or something. I mean, if you can sleep on the bird, great, but
If you were them,
Sleep
wouldn't you
on the
rather
bird.
just stay there in Anaheim
Probably be
Wednesday
nice.
night and then wake up at a reasonable hour and
Yeah,
fly
but
a
then you
couple
don't get any
hours?
time with your family.
Yeah, that's the for like the younger guys. I'm sure they would like what Doug is saying, but then for guys with families, they would want what Tim's saying. Either way, you can bet the Cardinals tonight. Lance went on the bump. They're minus 116, over under of 8.5. Based on the way the Angels play defense, the over smells nice.
What is the over under in this tonight?
8.5. It's gone over considerably both games so far, but you know things change.
Getaway
Seasons
day.
change.
Yeah, but it's a night
Yeah,
game
it is a
getaway.
night game.
I don't know. And then Lance Lynn's pitching. Who's pitching for them?
Don't know.
Guy I've never heard of, I guess.
Some schlepper.
Almost.
Well, that is a group they got going there.
He threw that ball in the grass last night on the wild pitch. He spiked it. Either way, you can bet on the Cardinal game. PJ Championship, I have the updated odds as they tee off tomorrow. John Rahm, you can get at 1,700 on Circa. His competitors have him at plus 1,600. Max Homa, competitors have him at 3,500. Circa, 3,900. And the biggest one of all, Joaquin Niemann. Competition has him at plus 3,500. Circa, plus 4,100 on Joaquin Niemann. There's material differences. My favorite play, Brooks Koepka, top 10, plus 230. Seems like a lock. Guy loves PGA Championships. Maybe I'm being chalk, but sometimes chalk gets you paid.
If you can live bet at top 10, I'd be interested because you can tell pretty early in the proceedings whether or not he's engaged.
Right, and when he is,
it's something else.
Right.
But if something goes just the slightest bit wrong, he's going, I'm going to get back on the boat in Jupiter.
Yeah, Panthers are...
in the Panthers game.
One game closer.
Oh, he really pays attention at Panthers games.
Yeah, and he's starving. And if you want to bet hoops tonight, the Cavaliers are plus 775 to stave off elimination.
Stave season.
While the Celtics are minus 1,200 to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Plus 775.
Yeah, on the Cavs tonight. I don't think Spida is going to play, so that could be a real problem. The Avalanche are plus 127 in their game against the Stars tonight.
Fighting for their lives. That's a stave, too. Isn't
That's
it?
a stave, yeah. So all of these plays and more available at the Circus Sports app. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGA-MB to 833-234.
Scott Strinkle-Balsek says, do you think Chairman Steve would be willing to host the orgy on July 26th?
Not enough room.
I think we're going to need more room.
There would be people fly off the top of that condo.
Just because the passionate thrusting velocity?
Yeah, there people would fall 17 stories.
Like while I'm topping Henshin?
They might.
Henshin, yeah, because Henshin's the go-to bottom.
Don't forget about the doggies and their midweek matchup. Also, families are overrated. Get back on the field while you're still hot.
Families are overrated.
The take.
It's from Mud Puppy. All the St. Louis fat poorers are about to max out their credit cards when they head down to 30A for Memorial Day. Nothing says paradise like Bush beer on a packed beach and dinner at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Co. That's from Hunchback of On Castle. Do people go to 30A on Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, I'm sure they do. They go there all year. I'm sure it's packed Memorial Day weekend.
I didn't know if like St. Louis, I thought that was like a spring break destination. I didn't know it was a Memorial Day weekend thing. But hey, whatever. To each their own.
I'm sure it is.
Wouldn't be my choice.
Just for the weekend?
That's what Hunchback of On Castle says.
It's not as far as you think it is.
Yeah, it's about 13 hours or so.
I think I'd take the under on that.
I think I was asked that question. I'd never heard. I don't listen to the TMA all days that much. I was in the car yesterday, and I turned it on, and it was a segment where I'd just gotten back from vacation, and you were informing me that Lisa Ann said she would go to the wedding with me in Jamaica if I went. I didn't realize how bad I sounded that I really didn't want to go on a free trip. But it was brought up. I talked about traveling. You get older, you don't want to travel. And you said, you never traveled for a weekend? I said, not on a plane. And now people are driving 13 hours to go for a weekend.
Well,
nobody wants to have sex with me now!
Yeah, because Dad is dead.
Oh, you mean...
Is that the same girl?
I had sex and now Dad is dead.
Different folks, I think.
That was Katy Perry, I think.
The first one is Katy Perry. The latter is some poor lady who's, I guess, an orphan now.
No,
she had the
That's
sex.
a bad beat. That is a bad beat.
I don't know why that would kill her father. It might have disappointed him.
12 hours to Destin, Doug. 12 hours. Okay. So you're about right.
Yeah. It's a hike.
Yeah, but like 12 hours wise, where
nice.
else is that getting you in other directions?
It's a nice ride.
Denver, maybe.
It's a nice ride.
Yeah, but once you got down there, you got a car and everything.
Well, I guess we gotta go.
Again, that's one you like a day and a half and you got to leave to come home.
Yeah. Well,
is it Tampa that is further west than Detroit? Yeah. That's wild.
Is it really?
Yeah. Just slightly, but yeah. You wouldn't think.
No, but it's a nice point to bring up right now.
I think so.
Yeah. Fun with geography is what
There's
I
another
call it.
one, too. Yeah. I told it to Jamie Rivers and it really blew his mind.
Really?
I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
Holy hijacking, but also a moment of self-reflection. We'll rate this hijacking a 7 out of 10. That's from the go-to bottom, Brian Henshin.
Well, thank you. I tied it into people driving 13 hours and not flying for a weekend to me not flying on weekends.
You did not want to go on this free vacation.
I really didn't.
No.
But it really made me sound bad on this segment because I know how much work Jesse put into this, getting us down there, and I just said, I don't want to go.
We had fun when we were there, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. It was fine until we got to Charlotte.
And what happened
We were
there?
in
that
Charlotte for
upset
like
you?
20 minutes, weren't we?
like 2 hours in line.
Oh, the line.
No, I don't know.
He came on shoeless Joe Jackson.
I came in with no shoes on.
Starfish Street is mad at Hunchback of Von Castle. I guess he's at 30A right now and just sent us a picture.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Hunchback sucked my shaved hard. Nope.
No.
30A is fabulous today. Some Starfish Street.
There's some cool places down there. There are.
There's nothing wrong with Destin.
No. And there's a bunch of other towns east of Destin. That are
Seaside? Or that's closer to Sarasota. What am I thinking of? Fort Walton Beach is where I went for my senior spring
I
break.
think Longboat Key is close to there.
That's Sarasota. Longboat Key, Sarasota.
Yeah, I've been there before.
And that's not close.
That's south of Tampa.
Yeah, I was there for 2 days on our way to spring break.
Closing markets?
No,
Clearing.
spring break.
Clearing.
One of the guys that we went with, his parents had a house in Longboat Key, and we stayed for 2 days.
Nice.
They had one of those infinity pools that you're just like sitting in it, just looking out onto the ocean. Great for seashells.
What the hell are you talking about?
Longboat Key, Jay. Great for seashells, too.
Mm-hmm. You still collect seashells, do you?
Whenever I go someplace, there's a beach, I always go to the beach and see if there's any.
Really?
Some has better ones than others.
What do you do with them when you come back?
I bring them back, give them to my nieces. They play with them.
All right.
I gave them 2 big buckets I still had from Bermuda.
Yeah.
Had some nice coral reef in there.
Can we make the email? All right, I'm making a declaration.
Boy, you're upset
Whoa,
by
what just
something.
happened?
Emailers, tighten it up just a touch.
Uh-oh, Doug,
I mean, we
sounds like we got long emails.
We don't have
the filtered
all day,
file.
like
Who did? Who's the?
Is it Buck Swope?
Buck and the coalition. Great emailers. Like
I can get to them now.
I'm not taking away from how good.
Doug, we have a hard
emailers
out
were,
at 10 for that balloon party.
But like maybe like rough draft and then cut out 20% of.
Just
some
read the
emails.
first couple sentences.
No, because then it's but like these people are great emailers and we appreciate them and love them. But at the same time, like it's almost selfish. We only have so much time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting Buck Swope and the coalition in there.
Well, Swope could cut off half of his email and it would still get to the gist of what he wants to talk about. He wastes half the time just acting like he knows more than everybody else and then gets to his point.
Don't get down on Bucky.
I love when Ken does his Hoosier sandwich stick where he bitches about something, kisses enough ass to smooth things over, and then throws another slice of old man griping on top. Go back to Festus, you hangry mutt. That's from Arbor Day.
Man.
My God.
I have never lived in Festus. I'm not even sure I've ever been there. I dated a girl from there once, but I never went to her house.
Why not? You made her come get
I
you.
didn't want to go to Festus.
Right.
Too long to drive.
I made it back from Rosemary Beach a month ago in just over 11 hours. That's from Alan Dadeville monitoring UGA's season total. Doug, UGA's season total is 10.5, and I really feel a fiduciary responsibility to take the under. I've got nothing against Georgia. I respect the program a great deal. I'm an Alan Dadeville fan, but if you look at their schedule, you'll go, how in the hell are they going to go 11-1? I mean, it's going to be brutal. They got trips to Tuscaloosa, Oxford, and Austin.
Yeah. And yep.
Sweet mother of mercy. They open up the season against Clemson. Not that Clemson's what they were, but still. I don't
play
know.
Missouri
Tennessee,
here?
They don't play Missouri.
Missouri?
They don't play Missouri.
They don't play
this year.
Missouri. They play Oklahoma at home.
I think they play Missouri in Atlanta for the SEC championship.
Oh, that could well be.
That's going to be the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Oh, Brian Henshin's leading this month. And Young. I'm just one little clog. Thanks, that's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. It's not radio, Doug. It's broadcast, you buffoon.
Oh, Brian Henshin.
I'm here at Fat Buddha. The flavor he achieved by charring the meatloaf with the heat radiating from his pink sock was nothing short of sensational.
Pink sock.
A dry rub of rosemary, lemon zest, and a hint of something enigmatic assaulted my nostrils. It slid out of the side of my father-in-law's diaper.
Oh.
Unchanged for 6 hours. Now sagging near his compression socks.
Oh.
That meatloaf burned my chest. Taste the char. Taste the essence. Taste the waste.
Come on,
Doug.
Dotem.
That's from Doug Hill, Investigative Bottom.
Doug Hill.
Doug Hill, Investigative Bottom. He's new.
Like many men in the Midwest, I start my day by edging to TMA. Maybe it's the fact that I know you guys are eavesdropping on your coworkers as they empty their bladders and bowels. But there's just something titillating about watching four dudes chat about Wayne Newton in a cramped little closet the size of a dog kennel. You all look cute today, but yesterday's presentation was the hottest show in quite some time. I just love seeing that little reverse C of curly hair on Jackson's forehead. Pale 26-year-old HD2 stars get me rock hard, especially when they use a road blue cap to hide their slutty blonde bedhead. Meow. The only thing that gets me harder is when the title sponsor discusses Dustin Diamond's genitals dangling in toilet water. Double meow. And I'd give anything to see sweet, sweet Kai's droopy balls sagging into a toilet bowl filled with brownish yellow brine.
That's disappointing.
Talk about a turn on. The only thing that can kill my vibe is hearing a confused old man as he loudly scrapes his notebook directly into a microphone. Good thing Ken has that 300-page Trapper Keeper so he can write down one sentence per day. Congrats on 32 years in the business, Iggy, but at this rate, you would need to work another 32 years in order to fill up that whole notebook. Oh, please, JV golf coach, now gaping.
JV golf coach, now gaping.
Righty-lefty matchups, get out of here with that noise. You know who never has to move back and forth from pitcher to right field? Tim McKernan, that's who, because the man is a closer. But this email's about the first time I witnessed dung hole destruction. We were out in Valley Park for the stock car races with Uncle Skip and his drinking buddy Tony. There was the really hairy guy working the pits. Kind of had a sexy Chewbacca thing going on. Well, one thing led to another, and Tony talked him into hanging out with us. Dude was covered with oil, and it had matted the hair on his belly down. Tony was like, hey, man, how cool would it be if I licked all that grease off your tummy in front of everybody? As he started, one of the drivers came over. Just when we thought he was going to shut down the fun, he yelled, I need lubricant now. Then here came the next door pit crew ready for the whole shooting match. And by shooting match, I mean 7 guys in a row finishing in Tony's backside, filling them up with their man blasts.
Okay, come on. We didn't talk about any of this.
That's from Shay, and then the last name is Vim.
Shay Vaim. I believe he's Indian.
PLTD Yesterbin Segi 1, where you took a stroll down memory lane with Ibon, the Pips, and requests on how to fill the skeleton. We here at the Ozark County Coalition for Married Listeners' Husbands looking to third wheel one of these dates with our wives.
Yeah.
That's an Ozark County thing? Would like to submit some of our favorite segments in the hopes that Jackson, KG, or any of the other many bosses Iggy has might consider our requests. Our first submission comes from Marty Horowitz, who would like to hear the skeleton incorporate that weird thing you guys force-fed us, where you had real estate momtrepreneurs and media newcomers do a totally organic, not at all pay-to-play segment called St. Louis's Most Beautiful People.
We had one of them in here.
Edna Bartlefuff said she'd like to hear the sizzle reel of Iggy's masterful managerial takeover of one of the pathetic golf tournaments you put on so many years ago where the money was wrong. The handicaps changed daily. The guys working Normandy took shrapnel from Iggy, and Tim ended up forfeiting because it wasn't convenient to leave his basement. And lastly, Harold Frankel wrote he'd be gobsmacked if you could press play on the segment where Iggy thought best to present a female coworker with a culturally insensitive moo-moo under the guise of being classy and chivalrous. A classy and chivalrous male role model who purchases stupid trinkets for the women he finds attractive. Thanks, that's from the Coalition. The reading of this email has been watermarked.
Oh, I forgot to bring it in.
Coalition.
I would like
Watermark.
I would like to hear that segment of Carly coming in and me giving her that.
That's actually a good one to pull.
That's going in the skeleton. 100%. And finally, Ann Young. Some guy struck out more times in a year than Tony Gwynn struck out in his entire career. Subscribe to my newsletter and get this and more completely false stats that aren't even close to being true sent to you each morning. The first 5 people to email thegrill111 at AOL.com will get a free cameo of me butchering Nikki Glazer's material from her comedy special. Just kidding, Swope here. Congratulations to Iggy on 32 years in radio and being the longest tenured voice in sports radio. What about Bob Ramsey, who's been calling Billiken basketball games for 38 years? Well, he don't count because broadcasting college basketball on local radio is not sports radio. What about Claves? No, he left radio to go to KNOX. What about the various gaps in Iggy's resume from all the times he's been fired, or when he left Sports Talk Radio to be executive producer on 1380 The Woman, or his time clearing markets in Florida, or his time hooking up with female college basketball players in Springfield? Oh, okay, so congratulations to Ken on 32 non-consecutive years, mostly spent in St. Louis, mostly employed on shows that sometimes talk sports, and not moving on to bigger and better things or broadcasting any live sporting events aside from the occasional Timberfake fight. I make picks, you lose money. Iggy's brilliant NBA futures hedge didn't account for several scenarios, including the Thunder losing to the T-Wolves in the Western Conference Finals. I'm the one who bumped the 2019 Fan Page Club Championship thread where Iggy the bookie posted the odds and invited people to place bets, where I pointed out that at the time you could bet 4 units on Guy, 2 units on Tim, 1.5 units on Shipley and Cletus, and 1 unit each on Will Gunn, Iggy, Matt Who Bowls and Hanks, and Chrissy, and you are guaranteed to come out ahead.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's okay. When Kelly comes back, just blame it on the substitute bookie. He didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. That's from Buck Swope. And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. What you got it.
Well, you know, I may go against the grain here, but I enjoyed the Valley Park story from a fellow by the name of Shea Vaim. Shea Vaim gets my vote.
I mean, they were all good.
Yeah, how about that, Iggy?
Except for Swope. What do you mean I forgot if OKC loses? Well, you bet $100,000 in the other team, so you just came out $100,000, dumbass. I'm going to go with the Coalition.
I'm going with the Coalition as well. The Coalition has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and now the Coalition is on the board. How about that?
I don't like it.
They were all good. First time I think I've said that in a long time, but they were all really good.
But you said Buck Swope's wasn't.
Well, his wasn't. But...
How about Henson's?
Yeah, I liked it. It was short and sweet. It made me laugh.
Okay.
And he's the go-to bottom at the orgy?
Well, he won't be here.
I think he could come in for it.
Don't count him out.
Yeah, exactly. Then he'll be going to Colts camp probably right after there. Yeah. All right, Jackson and I are going down the hallway. And we have, what do we have today again, Jackson?
The Ron Washington School of Accountability and Leadership.
That's correct. Okay. That's coming your way from 10 to 11. It's a balloon party. 101 ESPN. If you want to be the studio sponsor on TMA, email me at tmckernan@InsideSTL.com. We'll go out, we'll play around in golf. We'll have drinks, we'll have dinner. And the next thing you know, you're the studio sponsor on TMA.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, a lot of bang for the buck for that.
Book it, Dano.
Yeah, Team McKernan, InsideSTL.com. Balloon Party coming your way on 101 ESPN. Flip over on the YouTube channel or just stream on 101ESPN.com, or you can listen on your radio, 101 ESPN, for Jackson Bennett Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, up to McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Featuring the morning after, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.